Hello, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. So, tonight is a two-part stream. We're starting now by watching the New Game Plus showcase, which is an all-new showcase, basically presenting itself as a direct opposition to a lot of other showcases. One of the things it promises is genuine excitement, whatever that means. But yeah, should be fun. Always fun watching a showcase. It starts in about 2 minutes. Apparently they're doing this or that right now. No idea who these are, but...
Witcher.
Skyrim or Fallout?
Which Fallout?
Fallout. Oh my. Fallout.
Fallout.
Which Fallout?
Ooh. Morrowind. And,
Yeah, that's-
and Fallout New Vegas.
Mass Effect or Dragon Age?
Vegas.
Mass Effect.
Who says
Dragon
Vegas?
Age.
Mass Effect.
Oh. Mass Effect.
Outworld or Pokemon?
Pal World.
How World.
I don't want to get a cease and desist, so I'll say Pokemon.
Power. The Feds. Vaporeon? No, don't put that. Don't put that.
This is the showcase.
Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario.
This is the showcase presenting itself as the better alternative
Warframe. Destiny 2.
to the Game Awards and Summer Game Fest.
Path of Exile. Diablo.
This is really what we're doing.
To me, what the hell? Ah, man. Diablo is my childhood. Path of Exile is a lot better now. Ah.
Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time?
Breath of the Wild.
Ooh. I have a long story about Ocarina of Time. Pass.
Ocarina of Time.
Roguelikes or Metroidvanias?
Roguelikes.
Roguelites.
What?
Metroidvanias.
I love both.
These make no sense.
Roguelike? Metroidvanias? Castlevania.
Achievement hunting or multiple playthroughs?
Multiple playthroughs.
Oh, to the guy.
Multiple playthroughs?
Are we supposed to know who these are? Is this us showing our age or like?
Achievements are so low on my totem pole. What was this? Sorry.
Achievement hunting or multiple playthroughs?
Multiple playthroughs.
Alright, you're good.
Sorry.
That was dire. All right, here we go. Do we have subtitles? No, no subtitles apparently. That is unfortunate. But this is the I think they showed this trailer ahead of the show. It's like some of the games they will be showing. Apparently there are no new announcements at this showcase. Which is fine. As long as what they're showing is interesting and like gives you a reason to watch it, then like that's good. Oh, Sarah? Exactly. But it's like you can't. If they said Elder Scrolls or Fallout, at least it's 2 series then. But like Skyrim or Fallout, like Fallout 1 then? I mean, that is a hard choice, honestly. Skyrim or Fallout 1 is a very hard choice. Now that you think about it. If that's what they meant, then big brained. This is when we were supposed to like find our copy of Skyrim. But we don't know where it is right now. Where is our copy of Skyrim? It used to be here when we were playing Oblivion, but now it's gone. Oh. There it is. Sadly, we don't have Fallout 1 on hand, so we can't do Skyrim or Fallout. We can do, Skyrim or Baldur's Gate.
New Game Plus Game Showcase.
Okay, here we go.
Initiative built by creators who love games for what they are, and not just the games that pay to have them promoted. First up, I'm Hunter. I'm normally behind the camera
See,
across gaming.
okay, we already have a problem with this.
Social accounts for a ton of different games. My favorite
Being
game
like, oh, we're not featuring the games that are just paying to be here.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Ubisoft is here.
Jake Lucky.
Xbox is here.
Gaming, esports, and streamers collide. If you look at him for too long, you'll start to wonder why his neck is so long, and if you look at his Twitter for too long, you'll wonder how much Nadeshot paid him to tweet clips of him every single day. His favorite games of all time are RuneScape, Age of Empires 2, Halo Infinite, Jumpstart Adventures with Bodley, and CS.
Okay, that's based.
A streamer
That's based.
with a hatred of spoons and a love for dragon sex, Lua probably has more personality than the rest of us in her pinky. Her favorite games include Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, XCOM 2, Witcher 3, and Mass Effect. Then Luke Stevens.
Wait, didn't she say Morrowind
Of a fan.
as her
Games to
her
their
pick?
DNA and really
I'm
looks
surprised that
at
all the games that were her faves were so
Our brains
new.
might be smooth,
So,
his
it
is
seems
nice
fun.
and wrinkled. His favorite games of all time are Elden Ring, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Last of Us, Witcher 3, and Batman Arkham City. The fifth and final in-person member this year is I Am Rob. Rob came from the hell of making Call of Duty videos to the other hell of platinuming games. His favorite games of all time are Witcher 3, Halo 3, Batman Arkham City, X-Men Legends, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
This is the showcase meant to show off like extremely like not the big games that like AAA companies are pushing out. Everyone's favorite game was just a bunch of AAA games.
Sees it coming.
Tjo, älskar ni Atlantis-spel? Tutorial har du Faros hemlighet om Cryo? Det finns möjlighet för att spela det. Yes!
His favorite games
The answer is yes. That game is gonna be played.
Elden Ring, The Last of Us, and Metal Gear Solid 2.
Together we're pressing how we think game
Yes,
showcases
the short answer is yes.
should be
Yes.
conversational, authentic,
Egypten,
and transparent.
Faros hemlighet is in the it's in the to playlist Baggerman Productions. And thank you for saying you like our Atlantis
No
playthrough.
paid
It's awesome.
placements, no marketing scripts, just pure passion and excitement for what's coming up in gaming.
You can expect a wide range of content, including new trailers, fresh gameplay, developer interviews, behind-the-scenes content, and even some updates to your favorite games.
That wallpaper looked a little bit like our 70s wallpaper we had up for the Apple II streams.
This is the New Game Plus Game Showcase.
Yeah, also, who picked the name?
New Game.
It's a work in progress.
Wait, what's the name of
New
it?
Game Plus shows the showcase.
New plus
of-
a game plus a showcase.
Have we trademarked that yet? Because I don't.
Oh, God.
Well, we have cups.
We
That's
already
most of
got
it.
the cup.
Sick.
Okay, well since they are saying it, we can say it too. Yeah, the name sucks.
No changing it up.
Cheers.
Perfect.
Okay, what do we have here?
So first up, we have three awesome games. We have Blind Descent coming from Owlcat. We have Deep Dish Dungeon coming from Behold and Raw Fury,
Wait, we're
as well as an
presenting
exclusive interview.
3 games at
with
the same time?
John
Okay.
Walker, creative director.
It's a choice. This looks very Journey to the Strange Planet. Oh, mutations. Fun. Okay, that's cool to know. Okay. This looks a little bit like Dark and Darker, but like with a low poly art style. I dig it. Is it like PvP or co-op? because he looks kind of co-op, which actually is very interesting. Ugh. Deep dish. That looks pretty neat. That looks pretty neat, actually. Okay, okay. Ah, Blood of the Dawnwalker. Yeah, we're not excited for this game.
Must be here somewhere.
Y'all know us. Vampires is like the most important thing in the world to us, and like we should be excited for a new like vampire RPG, but like
A Dawnwalker is like a special kind of being in our IP. It's neither fully a vampire nor a human. It's something in between. What this means is basically that you, as a Dawnwalker,
yeah, it's a Dhampir. Yeah, every vampire mythos has this concept.
Now, during the nighttime, you do get all the powers and the difficulties of being a vampire. So you get the blood craving and so on. But during daytime, these powers are dormant, and you still have to eat. You have all the weaknesses of a human, right? But also the perks of being human. One of the things that is unique to humans in our IP is being able to use magic, so casting spells. The Dawnwalkers are not very commonplace in that IP. They are very, very rare, rarer than vampires. So you as a Dawnwalker are kind of special.
We're sure this game is gonna be fine. We don't think it looks bad or anything. It's just like in terms of like there being a new vampire RPG, it's like they did the least interesting thing possible with it and just kind of made it
that you didn't have as a human. Francis and his clique of vampires actually caught him on his low point when he was vulnerable. He has used
it's like yet another fantasy action RPG,
in order to
except you drink blood, which is like okay.
You know, as you might imagine, having a bloodsucker as your
No,
lord.
they're probably not trying to claim Dhampirs. They're just trying to like make their own lore, which is fine. But like,
thousands. Actually, it doesn't sound as such a horrible thing. He tries to kind of.
See, this game kind of reminds us. There's a game called Vampire the Masquerade Redemption. It was the first Vampire the Masquerade video game. It's a perfectly decent action RPG. But it's like
and in the castle and so on. There is this whole.
it's also like not very
So he basically
like the cool thing about that game is that because you play as someone who becomes a vampire, it takes place both during like the time of the Crusades
kind of twist them to
and present day.
do have a functionality.
But this game is just set in like one real-time period.
Speaking, one of the things we wanted to achieve,
So like you don't even get that aspect. It just looks like
being this active antagonist. You know, in a lot of games,
it just looks
the
like
antagonists are out there to be defeated. But
we don't want to say generic because it feels mean,
and
but it looks generic.
You know,
It looks like a generic fantasy RPG with a dude protagonist, but he also gets to drink blood. Okay.
As you,
Cool.
You know, complete different activities throughout the valley, as you maybe undermine his operations and so on.
It's kind of like his seal of
Like at least Code Vein has an art style that's interesting, you know. Like you can like criticize Code Vein for not going all out with its vampire stuff either.
The more notorious
That's
you
definitely
are,
true.
the more edicts Francis will
But the
pass.
game looks unique and it feels unique.
Oh.
For example,
This
he might
looks
send out
like
more soldiers to
it looks like
patrol
Witcher 3, but
roads and villages, right? He might
not even but it looks like Witcher
in
3.
cases, maybe even
Which is like-
initiate the lockdown of the city to basically
It's an
hamper,
X
your
CD
ways of traversing,
Proid Red
right?
lead, so that makes sense. But like, yeah.
And each of them is designed to kind of twist and change the.
Again, probably a
the
fine game. It's
general
just
open world
it doesn't
gameplay.
excite us, and the fact that it doesn't excite us when vampires is like the thing we love so much. To us, it's like a big disappointment. That's all we're really saying.
Them you get like they actually like that. There is a number of plot lines that you can follow if you want. You can also cut them off because we have added these systems where, for example, you might lose control over Cohen when he's a vampire if he was.
It's also really funny that they're using the term Dawnwalker, because it's like,
or you get some alternative.
you mean like Daywalker,
to
the Marvel version of a Dhampir?
You can ignore
Like-
these plot side plot lines. You can level
You
up.
couldn't think of a title that, like,
decide to
at
attack
least is
the
a little bit more unique?
right?
Out of curiosity, is
Oh,
there
hello, Annie.
romance in the game?
There's a voice call open if you want to join, by the way.
We do have,
Oh.
romance.
I don't think it's a Souls-like. I think it's more like
We didn't delve deep.
Elder
into,
Scrolls,
like,
Witcher.
yet.
like-
Okay.
And, I'll leave that.
It's an open world RPG, you know, but like,
However, yes, you can expect to build relationships with characters. Like I said, there is like one main goal, very varying ways to get to it. These different ways that you pick will impact, you know, what happens with Veil Sangora in the end, and it's all up to you.
I mean, they clearly want to evoke The
I
Witcher.
really recommend experimenting with this stuff.
Alright,
and
yeah,
having
no,
fun
no,
with
that's
it.
fine. Just wanted to mention it in case you
First
hadn't
one, Blind
noticed.
Descent, Martian, survival, co-op, adventure.
Gives me Subnautica vibes.
Sorry,
Like,
hold on,
in
Blind
that
Descent.
thought, though, I really like
Did you
it.
say
It's
Martian?
like more with land exploration, which is really cool. I honestly can't wait to try it.
We're also
That
gonna
was
see a bunch of
Mars?
today. So I think it all comes down to what the ultimate depth of the game is. But I also, my first thought when I saw Martian land was No Man's Sky. That's obviously like maybe a reach for expectation wise, and then definitely a tall task. But when I heard Martian, I thought No Man's Sky-esque.
Like you said, a lot of survival games, but I think it's popular right now, and I'm hopeful that a lot of them do it right. But this is like going underneath Mars and has aliens. It looks interesting. I like it.
I'm intrigued about.
Sorry, wasn't Blind Descent the
variety of
the jungle space
systems
game?
and aliens and plants that they bring up.
Well, like you said, it's popular right now because people like them, and so they share a lot of things mechanically. But for me, it's usually the vibe.
This is so stiff, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good vibe.
That's why.
Why did it make? Why is it shot in a living room?
What kind of biomes are you experiencing as you continue to go down? And like you said, with survivals, we see like a lot of the same loops. So how can they?
Are there trees you can cut?
Yeah, like again, we're gonna talk about it a lot. but
Also,
you-
they have like 3 cameras, maybe 4 cameras. Why couldn't they like
I'm the target audience.
have them like sitting in a more natural way if they're gonna sit in a living room?
A survival game, handcrafted dungeon. You gather resources, cook to strengthen your party. You can.
This
party
thing,
with
this game
friends.
looked really cool.
I'm excited for it.
Speaking of vibe,
So handcrafted dungeon, so it's not randomly generated dungeons. That's cool. We like
art
that.
style, but whatever it is, like injected into
kind
my
of retro,
veins.
right?
It's like pixel art, but then they also have like some voxel type tech for digging and breaking things. I don't know, whatever it is, I like
What's
it.
voxel type tech?
Okay.
So all these
so
people,
when
should
you
I know
say
them?
voxel,
They're all YouTubers, we think, or Twitch,
that's
probably
a big word
Twitch
count for one of the
streamers.
best. When I see that, I'm very basic. I'm like, that's got to be some form of pixel art, which is definitely coming back. I feel like we're seeing more games kind of pull back that old view, that old like Minecraft pixel art, whatever you want to call it, voxel view.
I will be honest with you guys. While you guys are talking about pixels, I'm thinking I hope I can kill my teammates in funny ways. So sure, we'll go with the pixels.
Yeah, we were watching the.
She's the best part so far.
It was like, hey, how do I kill those I'm with?
They can't have too many hosts.
Game about cooking in the dungeon.
Like if you're gonna do this kind of like
accidentally poison
thing, you
yourself.
probably should only have like maybe 2 or 3 on stage at once. Having 5 people just kind of, they're not even showing the games while they're talking about them. Like what is going on here?
wonder, though, with it being like in dungeons, like if they're gonna have an in-game proximity chat kind of thing.
I hope
It's one of my favorite things in games like this when you're like walking through and you can hear your friend off in the distance. I wonder if they'll do something like that.
The Lethal Company
Yeah.
effects where they're like,
Especially you can hear them screaming.
like screaming.
with friends, for sure.
Yeah, like at
Me
least
and Jake gonna be in their edition in that dungeon.
like at least a co-op. He's across the world. I'm like, Rob, you there? There.
I'm dishing, baby. I'm dishing.
I'm dishing. Making
Can you bring the carrot?
What are you making?
Lasagna.
Yeah, no, but it looks very promising though.
Next up, we have Dawn Walker. Lua had a crazy conversation with her creative director.
This format is so bad, y'all.
It looks incredible. I think the 30-day system is awesome and, like you said, gives weight to things. And then the whole, like, there's so many decisions you can make.
What I find really interesting about the game is that Cohen, the protagonist, is half vampire, half man. And even though like all of that sounds great by itself. There's even another layer where at night, of course, he can use vampiric abilities that he doesn't get to use during the daytime. His combat's different. He's not using a sword, he's using claws. And then in the daytime, of course, there's NPCs walking around, and there's, you know, maybe patrols going around that aren't there at night, but then there's different ones at night. So
and you can use magic as human. You can use magic as a vampire.
Yes, and basically what they're trying to do is to not just have the time be an element of certain actions to take it forward, but also whether you're playing in day or night, quest lines play out completely differently because people are in different spots, their behaviors are different. This person may be asleep, so you can't talk to them.
Have different
but somebody else is
abilities.
there.
It's so funny how they're presenting this as if it's not something games have been doing since...
Witcher 3 developers working on this, and so much of that charm was prevalent there.
The music.
The music, just that soundtrack in the
What was the first game with like...
separation between day and night and different things coming with your character.
That's got to be like the coolest part of it.
Yeah, because it's got
like NPC schedules,
I gotta wait to make
you know?
this choice during the nighttime versus during the daytime, where I can use certain abilities or different combat styles. I love that part of it.
And so I could foresee a run.
Like Majora's Mask is a big one, of course.
Where you're playing only at night for missions. You're just
definitely
doing
earlier than
vampire
that, but
stuff,
yeah.
and you're eating people or you're drinking blood rather, not eating people. I don't think it's kind of way. But
Whatever
you know,
you want.
the dark run through versus like the light run through in the daytime, the vegan run through. The vegan run through. Which has one of those vegan
sped run, Don Walker.
Yeah, vegan achievement.
Sponsored by Beyond Meat. The fact that they revealed a little bit about more Brinsis the Overlord is also a system.
Oh, Harvest Moon, obviously.
That they have not spoke on yet at all, and didn't with.
Although that was not really
As you go
comparable
around the
because
world,
of...
trying to find your
styles of the
information,
game.
you can side with different people, and depending on what you do, you can make the Brensis quite upset. So he can start making laws and rules to stop you from progressing in a certain way.
I also like that Brensis as an antagonist is not just like pure evil, doing all sorts of horrible stuff. Like he is helping the people in some ways in order to, you know, get control of them, but he's like curing them of the plague. Like he offers them something they aren't getting elsewhere. So he's doing bad stuff, but there's nuance.
And that typically makes for really, really good stories.
Harder choices to be made,
perspective, and never a clear-cut good or bad.
Yeah, because I bet you there's gonna be a moment where it's like
one
you
of
could
the
stop it,
charms.
like his influence in an area. That means they're gonna die of the plague. So it's like, do you let the bad guy do the thing that you were trying to stop him to do, or...
And it's also about perspective. These people were ruled by a very
Jesus fucking Christ, can we...
So
We've been here for almost 20 minutes, they've shown 3 games, but most of the time they have been just talking about the games they already showed. Thank you!
For the next section, we have 3, again, I'm gonna have to not say incredible games every single time, but we have Prologue, Go Way Back from PlayerUnknown, Beautiful Light from Deep Worlds, and Project Shadowglass from Starhelm Studios.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is another crafting sim. Okay.
It's just an infinite map generator with some game loops on top of it.
Okay.
So you have a survival loop, which is pretty hard. Get to the weather tower, we give you a map and a compass and not much else. Some basic survival mechanics, and it's a game against yourself more than anything else and kind of the decisions you make. Then we also have just objective survive, which is just see how long you can last in the world, and free roam for those that just like a hike. The differentiator, or the thing that makes a difference, is that we can generate essentially infinite maps of 8x8 scale. Like we have a map editor in the game and stuff like that, but we want to be able to give you the ability to give a deep link to someone, so I can just
What's
send
an
you
8x8 scale mean?
that starts up the game, loads a map and a seed,
What-
and I can share stuff.
What
like
do the numbers mean
just a link,
size-wise?
So it's kind of Go Way Back is just it's
Oh, you open PNGs. Oh, so you can like...
technology we've developed.
Okay.
It was an experiment. It's in
So you can like draw your own
It's
maps,
also
maybe?
going back to my love of survival games and those kind of emergent.
That's actually really
I'm not giving
cool.
any missions to do. It's just get there, and how you get there is fully up to you. Basically, if you play the same seed, you get the same weather. I'm pretty sure you get the same cabin layout, and you maybe get the same loot. So you and 4 friends could technically race to the weather tower and see who gets there first because you have the same conditions.
Okay, yeah.
Have this kind of
This sounds pretty neat, yeah.
seed with people. And I thought, wouldn't that be a cool thing for events where you have 16 streamers and see how long they can survive in objective survive mode, right? Or see who can race to the weather tower quickest, or we can set up the weather just
I mean, it is just like
see who lasts.
another survival game with a random generated map. But like,
it's generally the other side of the
we
map.
do genuinely really like that you can have this goal thing with it set, make it a little bit different.
Light fires, board up windows, keep your temperature, get across the map. And we don't tell you where you are on the map, except when you find a new map in the world and it updates your position, you're left for basic navigation.
They're really struggling for footage to show.
You don't have digital GPS, stuff like that. I want to make sure that the worlds we're generating have enough depth that when we add...
But we still don't understand, because they showed opening image files. Can you use that to generate your own world? Because if that's the case...
Like, I want to have pathing.
That would be super useful for, like, RPGs.
This kind of stuff.
Like,
so the
tabletop RPGs. Because you could, like, take your map, put it into the game, open it up in the free roam mode, and, like, take screenshots to show players, like, this is what you're seeing.
You need to connect.
Sorry, we're in a TTRPG mindset right now because we're in the middle of the campaign and we're also building a bunch of campaigns and we're planning our TTRPG podcast.
Right now,
but
there's a bunch of cabins and there's survival mechanics, but we want to add a lot more depth to the environment. Preface is a tech demo. That I always said I wanted to release a free tech demo of the engine we're building, and that's what Preface is. And the kind of poetic thing is that my last game will be Preface, because it'll just be a visualization of what's possible with our engine at that time. And it's more like Minecraft Survival, that it's an example of what you can do with the engine, and it'll be open source and free for everyone, so you can do whatever you want. So having this kind of digital space, like an internet in 3D, I don't see anyone working towards that. I see small bubbles, but I don't see anyone really trying to do Earth-scale terrain with millions of people. And that's kind of the bigger goal, and that's why we've broken it down into 3 games. The aim is that you should be able to do anything from 10 by 10 to 100 by 100 with 5v5 or 100v100 relatively easily and not have any problems. We will build maybe an Earth-scale terrain, maybe smaller, with hopefully a network layer that supports millions of people. That will be kind of a survival civilization MMO type game. But again, that's just one layer of the world. Like, I want you to be able to just jump around the world and see...
Well, you know, at least he's ambitious.
Like, I think if you want to interact with the world, there should be a layer of survival you have to do, or a layer of gameplay in order to...
It sounds a little bit like, you know, hyping up Daggerfall by map size.
We got your location report. We are monitoring you in the operation zone. Good luck. Over.
Actual in-game footage. Yeah, we didn't think otherwise. It's another co-op survival thing. Or maybe it's a story-based thing, maybe? We're not sure. The trailers are not very like, oh, that's fun. The trailers are not very like, informative. Wait, oh wait. So, wait, is this like a PvP thing? It's like Alien vs Predator, but like on a massive scale? Oh, it's an extraction shooter. Of course it is.
In a world where pixels were once only 2D, now they're 3D.
Oh, I'm just with you. I'm Dominic John, the dev behind Project Shadowglass.
Yeah, this game.
3D pixelated.
Now we're
RPG
talking.
That's a love letter to classic immersive sims like Thief and System Shock. This video is a series of prototype rooms that I've been working on some of the core systems in. No art, no assets will be generated by AI. This is all human-made, hand-placed, made by me and artists like me because we love what we do.
Yeah, so this game became a big deal after a shitty AI generated thing kept getting virally posted. And people be like, oh, imagine if games could look like this. And like, the dev was like, hi, here's our game.
Have headphones.
It looks like that, but good.
All the audio in Project Shadowglass is going to be 3D. And not just 3D, but simulated. The music emanating from this orb is going into the left ear and the right ear, but as I change the size of the space,
ooh,
you can hear the character of the sounds change.
That's so cool!
And if we go around the wall, we can still hear it coming from the opening.
Ray tracing for audio reflections is like the first time we've seen ray tracing mentioned in like fucking years, and we're not going, ugh. That is such a cool use of it. Oh, this is awesome. I mean, obviously this is a very early prototype. It's currently only some prototype rooms. But like, yeah,
Discord today,
this is using tech in an interesting and cool way. We love it.
Feel free to wishlist Project Shadowglass on Steam. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek on how things are coming along. Thank you so much, all the crew at New Game Plus, for having me. Be well, my friends.
Coolest looking game with a showcase so far.
Let's start with Prologue, go way back, another survival game that we're seeing, and we were talking, it's a bare bones survival game where there is no common enemy. Your enemy is the elements, where you just have to try and survive and make it to that point. So if you guys don't know Brendan Green, he not only was behind the Battle Royale mode of H1Z1, which we talked a long time about, he was also the creator of PUBG. So people have a lot of faith in him and what he calls his 10-year plan, and he talks about his ultimate goal being he wants 1 million players on a server. He wants the internet to be made 3D and for all of us to actually truly be able to play together. Which I know is a crazy transition from us talking about a survival game.
Single-player survival game?
Like we want to cover the survival game because I love survival games, and they're going to be branching out in this game for the next few years until they have multiplayer, until they have weapons, and they have PvE and animals to fight against. But it's
we know about Snow Crash.
He mentioned
we know how much people love Snow Crash.
That's got to be like the most ambitious.
Ready Player One.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
What else?
He's like, yeah, I want like millions of players to be playing together on like a gigantic.
Well, all of these stories of like, what if the internet was a Ripper? What if the internet was a place? Here's the thing, that sucks.
That's a PvPvE tactical extraction shooter. There are 6 3-person.
It sucks. Like, sorry. It's a bad idea that only works in fiction because of dramatic effect. Because in fiction, the internet is boring.
Sort of Pip-Boy looking.
In real world, turning the internet into a place
it's called diegetic
makes basic tasks annoying. That's why it will never work.
Really cool in games like this, especially.
I haven't watched Folding Idiots video about Metaverse, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Just know you are in the moment. You're in
what is it called?
Listen around you. Look at
the game.
The character itself. I love that.
So you can play as a monster.
Yeah.
The game that Folding Idiots did a video on.
I don't know. Great question.
Valerie, she just threw up in her mouth.
I have nothing against controllers, but I believe there's a right time for mouse and keyboard and a right time for keyboard.
It's like the game was a big deal for a while, but it's completely just disappeared.
It's obviously better than mouse and keyboard is better.
I know.
but not for him.
I would edit my own YouTube video.
But yeah, basically, this has already been attempted multiple times. The first example of it that we can remember
then we have Project
was Project Entropy.
This is Starhelm Studios.
Anyone remember Project Entropy? The game that introduced buying land and basically turning what is now the starting monetization approach to most massive games.
When that clip of the AI generated art went
Decentraland, yeah, that's the one, yeah. No, Project Entropy was like the early 2000s.
He saw people wanted it and thought it looked awesome, and he
It was like, what if you could live on the internet?
There's a desire for stuff like that.
And everyone was like, wow, that's so cool. It wasn't cool. It sucked.
Feels like the game is still like.
And yeah, Decentraland is a recent one, which is the one that Dan Olsen made a video about.
The graphics, the basics, the music, and as like they have a bow and an arrow, and hopefully as they work on the project, they start feeling what it will grow to be, what kind of game it will develop itself into.
Yeah, my understanding is right
the
now
format of this showcase is so bad.
it's going to eventually become like a video game, but right now it's just kind of proof of concept that the art works, the crazy math behind it works, and like it can grow to a game, but it's certainly very.
Well, I wish him nothing but success.
Yeah, he seems like
because it seems like I
awesome
just
dude.
love a good passion project. Yeah. You can tell there's a lot of heart in that.
And I feel like I initially, like everyone else, why I went so viral, I got attached to that same artwork, but then when he further explains and shows you some concepts that you weren't expecting out of a game with that artwork or that design, when he's showing that you said the R6 lean in there. And you,
oh yeah, that threw me off. The little bow
it's like,
behind.
whoa.
I was like, is that a Rainbow Six
You threw that,
Siege?
you threw that in there, and then of course.
Okay, first and foremost, R6 Siege did not create leaning. Second, that's what you reacted to? They showed ray-traced audio, and you reacted to the fact that their character did this.
Thelian from Don't Nod, which we have an incredible look behind
Hello,
the scenes
Gwen.
of the music with the composers, as well as the
It's not, well, New Game Plus might be a company. We're guessing they're a company.
also Distant Shores.
It's a showcase that like is pushing itself entirely on, hey, we're not like the other ones who just want to show you games that everyone plays, that like big companies pay for, like their time to be there. We show you genuine excitement about games, and also Xbox and Ubisoft are here.
I am the composer for Aphelion, the video game. I remember having a
Where you can live online, have a hotel. Yeah, exactly.
the score of Summit of the Gods, and they are working in
Leaning was in Black Ops, yeah. Leaning has been in games since at least the SWAT 3.
It was very important for me.
SWAT 3 was 2000, we think, and it probably was not the first one, but yeah.
Music would be interactive. So how to compose, how to write music that would be interactive, with models, with stems, with separating the different elements, and at the same time, how could the music, how the structure of the music would.
And like, R6 Siege was the first Rainbow Six game with the
It
lean.
was very important for me first to have the story of Ariane and Thomas, like that the log line is the story, both of them, so there is a theme that conveys this emotional relationship.
It was in the original Rainbow Six from 1998.
And then
You know what? It probably was, yeah.
of the music. I mean, for me,
Didn't realize, but yeah, Rainbow Six predates SWAT 3, doesn't it?
to
Yeah.
feel the cold
Holy
in
shit.
the music, to feel the wind, to feel the ice. It's an instrument that had been invented by the Bachet brothers in the mid 20th century. For me, it looks like an alien instrument. When you see it, cannot even predict that it's a musical instrument. To play the instrument, you need to get your hands in water and then rub crystal buttons that are in this metal.
Okay, this is cool.
Could convey.
We do like that. That is cool.
This frozen identity of the score, and at the same time having this magical sense of in the score.
That just sounds like the intro to Mr. Crowley.
It's a huge planet, but I wanted to get this huge instrument and that it could also play very soft. The organ has a lot of sounds. It could be very soft.
The problem is using organ music for like, look how vast this landscape is, doesn't work for us because all we related to at this point is Agent 47 doing shit.
And very sacred at the same time. So I thought that the organ could give this majestuous feeling to the score. I'm so happy to write the music for Aphelion. It's the first time for me to write.
Yes, it seems to have a really cool score. Like that's neat. Genuinely, really excited to see a game being pushed so much on the music without it being like just, you know, here's the tracks, but rather here are the instruments and like what they are meant to reflect. Like that's genuinely really cool to see. Not sure the game itself really speaks to us, but like, we appreciate it. Oh, this is the Don't Nod game. Oh, right. I think we did know that actually. The Expanse.
We had some discussions.
Unlike the other showcases, we don't have the big companies and the big IPs here. Anyway, here's a game based on a massive fucking sci-fi IP.
Lining up what are possible ways that the player might perceive the game. The power fantasies, how he can express himself in combat. So he might want to be a sniper, he might want to be a hacker, maybe an engineer, something else. As we designed those playstyles, we thought how to mix it up a bit, how to let players...
Got the established 2026 thing that's on every shot of the new game logo is like so silly.
He might want to experiment with that. Why not? It fits.
You excited for this game? It looks good.
He might want to see how it works.
I mean, I'm not sure like it doesn't be like
the possibility to do that. That was the idea behind the playstyle. So playstyle is basically the.
It doesn't stick out to us enough to care.
Gently guides you
but like it looks fine.
Direction of your power fantasy of how you play the game. At some point, the player will need to commit to his choices.
We're just kind of tired of like sci-fi looking like this.
System, you know, if you just can switch everything on the fly, that kind of.
It's like sci-fi having sci-fi looking more like just.
At some point, you need to stick to particular guns.
Military shit. The more militarized sci-fi looks, the less interested we are.
To experiment, but you will need to commit.
Yeah.
In the character creation, you will have to choose between three major factions. Your origin, so you will be either Belter or Earther or Martian. Facial customization, appearance. You can choose your body type.
So you will be playing as a Pinkwater mercenary with
more like Alien. Yeah, that too. But also just like
you will have your
anything that just feels different or like not that doesn't everything that doesn't remind us of like just contemporary military shit, which is unfortunately what like a lot of the gear in this is doing. And like we get that they're trying to stay true to like an established thing, so like that's not entirely the game's fault in this case, but like
this part will be
still
shown in your character creation.
Every companion should belong.
It's a problem we have. Like we don't think like modern Star Trek, right? We actually like modern Star Trek, but one thing people often say are like, oh, they should just like have things look like they did back in the 60s, because like it's like for example, Star Trek Strange New Worlds take place in the same era as the 60s show, so they should just look the same. We don't agree with that. But one thing we do agree with is, like, say they go on an away mission, and suddenly you're strapped in like basically just modern like military gear with some lights on it, and it's like, no, at that point we do agree with like the criticism. They should just go down in like their colorful clothes, because like that's what makes it
you want to
that's
be
what makes it
involved
Star Trek.
in
You know, that makes
your
that.
companion.
The fact that they just go down in like their pajama clothes is part of the charm. If you just make them look like they're like colonial marines, it's like, okay,
We cannot say who is going to have romance, but there will.
why make this Star Trek, you know? And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of these things. It's like, yeah, look, you're walking in leather jackets and like you strap on like this body armor that's like clearly made to like be like
in the crew as well. We have a few layers.
riot gear.
Well, it's obviously the
But also, like, you have anti-grav boots, but the anti-grav boots make sure that they look like something that like snaps into like current military tech.
So it's a
It's
cover-based
like
gunplay game. And the second layer of the combat system is.
it's actually like, even though we're not a big fan of Dead Space, we appreciate that Isaac's suit in Dead Space looks like nothing else. It's like you see that and you're like, what the fuck is he wearing? You don't see it and go, yeah, that looks like modern armor, or like that looks like something from like a 60s pulp novel. Like, no, that looks unique. It looks different.
But still very important.
Then again, that was also like
obviously your companions. They have their impact on the
22 years ago? No. 12 years ago. No, wait.
Combat opportunities. That's particular situations when you can
Map is
order
hard.
your companion to use
18 years ago. 18 years ago.
exploit in the arena and the environment to.
Diablo 2 and 3 kind of went back to the military look. Yeah, to some degree. Yeah.
We decided against, you know, the management, the gameplay part of the survival stuff. So you won't be counting your gallons of reaction mass or how much water you need to recycle before it dries out. Nothing like that. But still, the expanse universe is very dangerous. So in terms of narrative, the survival will be a part of the game. You will have a tremendous enemy. You will have a lot of very dangerous situations that you will have to get out somehow. There will be a lot of survival in terms of your player experience. Just
By the way, this is something. This is actually one of the reasons we don't really like some of the designs for like modern Doom.
to visit various planets.
Because like
we mentioned it
a
before.
lot of the time, it feels like it's trying to draw from the wrong sources and just kind of makes derivative looks that aren't interesting.
Cool places to visit.
Can't speak for Dark Ages because I haven't really looked at that game much.
Like major
But
sort of
like
hubs where you can just walk around, meet other people,
like
drink at the bar.
in Doom Eternal, either they just did like, hey look, it's the old thing from the 90s you've already seen, or they did,
to visit and to
oh look, we made it look more like, well, like this, basically.
might die because of your choices. Stay tuned for
And we're
more.
like,
We'll
it's a
show
shame,
more, very
you know?
soon. Have something cooking. I hope you will like it.
Welcome back, Aaron.
Yeah, what's this?
Your flight was smooth.
How long is the showcase? We thought it was gonna be an hour, but like,
We have landed you on the outskirts of Genyak Island.
I don't think it might be longer.
Hey, Aaron, it's Thomas.
It's another fucking survival crafting game.
You said you would visit me here, but you never did. Look.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Just find me in the West Zone. I'll be waiting.
Oh, you know, it's some kind of puzzle game. Okay. Alright. Oh, hey, it's Trespasser. That's how you speedrun in Trespasser.
Under the ocean. A distant shore. Waiting to be explored.
Okay, so it's... This is actually kind of interesting. But we're not entirely sure what... Like the actual tech and the abilities are super cool. But like... They seem placed in something kind of not interesting. If that makes sense. But yes, if you don't know, it's in Trespasser. The way you speedrun most of the game is by finding something flat to stand on and then grabbing the thing you're standing on and basically dragging it away from the ground while you're surfing on it until you like go above the world and you just kind of like float above it. It's super difficult, but it looks really funny. It looks cool. It looks cool. We don't like the world design because it's just like it's roller coaster platforming design, and we don't like roller coaster platforming design. If you don't know what that means, roller coaster platforming design is something we have. It's a term that we made up to describe games where the world is not designed to look like something that was lived in. It's something that was designed to just make an obstacle course. Like it's like gameplay first, world building second, which sometimes is fine, but we don't care for it a lot because it's just like it feels detached in a way we don't like. Sonic Frontiers is entirely that. It's why we don't like the world in Sonic Frontiers. Honestly, the new Bubsy game. It's like that. We want to be excited for the new Bubsy game because it looks fucking cool, but the level design is roller coaster style. It's not like we tried to make this look like a world. We tried to make this look like an obstacle course. And oh yeah, the reason we call it roller coaster design is because it's like often designed as if it's just like the world is just like made as like a narrow path in the sky, the way a roller coaster is. But this game does look interesting, but yeah, the world itself just doesn't feel right. Still, we really like the Power Station show though. They were actually really cool.
Such a peaceful place to be seen.
Are we still on air? Yeah, we are. Okay. We knew we were on air on OBS. It was just the Discord thing we were checking.
Let's start with Aphelion.
Oh, forgot about the fucking talking segment. Oh.
Sort of work together, and I'm sure there's parts where you're separated, parts where maybe you're together, working together.
Very emotional story.
There's so much potential for stories like that. The dual protagonists, seeing it converge in the end.
You know it's going to be an emotional game, especially when they put so much emphasis in the music. I feel like music is a tool to catalyst emotions, so it's definitely something that...
We were actually talking about that earlier today, music and video, and not just video games, and art in general, and media.
Good music changes a game
everything.
From a game being a good game to a memorable game, a game that will stick with you in a long time. So.
Well, and Donut has a pretty storied background when it comes to...
We get what she's saying, and we agree to some degree, but...
like one of my old...
It also feels a little bit reductive, and to be fair, this might not be what she meant with that, but we're thinking about like Ultima 1 right now, because like that's a game we're currently playing. Ultima 1 has no music. It has like one sound effect that it replays from time to time.
Try it, honestly.
And we're gonna be perfectly honest. While we do have music playing as we are playing it, streaming it, because it gets boring to watch the stream otherwise, and also because of the way a lot of speakers are set up, the stream might start cutting in audio otherwise. We think Ultima 1 with music makes it worse.
Like, video games has some great music. Like,
we don't think like music inherently exists to lift the game above its existing things. A lack of music can also be good, and sometimes music will be unchanging. That's all we're saying.
But a lot of the games you play, you probably don't look up the soundtrack, even though the game is pretty good, you know?
Ironically, my Spotify Wrapped this year was like mostly video game scores. I think there's often correlation though whenever a developer does take the music very seriously. in a game, it
I'm
often
sure
reflects in
they're taking other parts
it
out.
reflects in every other. I mean,
Like,
think about
a local store is like every day they have a new saffron thing on sale because they're trying to get all of the Christmas stuff out.
it correlates to everything else, every other aspect of the game. They take it seriously. So
Another sci-fi game that is probably one of the most anticipated sci-fi games for a very long time is The Expanse: Osiris Reborn, which is from Owlcat as well. It is a third-person action RPG, obviously set in the Expanse universe.
The Expanse is a book and it's a show, so they're taking inspiration from both, but at the same time, it doesn't require.
She's right. Why did she do this? Who was she talking to?
This game, you're going to be living more or less through what happens in the show. However, from a different perspective, from a different side, with your own group of people, with your own environment, that you get to make your own choices.
I think an important thing to frame all of the Expanse game with is that coming from Owlcat, they are a studio that did like Rogue Trader, for example. Their bread and butter is intense, gritty narratives with unbelievable levels of roleplay depth and choice and consequence, complex systems that interweave. And so seeing them go into this, which is of course a third-person cover-based shooter with many, many RPG mechanics. It's a different road. And I asked them about that in our interview and was like, how did this happen? Because typically they do sort of an isometric thing. And they just said when we decided we wanted to tackle the Expanse, it required that cinematic flair, and that's what they tackled. And they're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, the game looks beautiful.
it looks very interesting to me. It looks kind of like Dead Space meets Gears of War,
It's
kind
more
of
like Mass
gameplay-wise.
Effect,
It did. Or, yeah, Mass Effect as well.
I really don't like whenever someone's like, this needs a cinematic
They
thing.
told us we'll disagree with some of the stuff you do.
Nothing really needs that, but it feels extra awkward when like the thing you're talking about,
Interesting tidbit
the source material is a
that when
fucking
you
book.
are making choices in the game, they're not necessarily going to
As
tell
far
you
away from cinematic as you
what you
get.
just said to them
But
is going to seriously affect
we're
this
nitpicking.
thing over here. It will, but that's all behind the scenes.
Third game was Distant Shore, Brittany. This is what went viral as almost a portal with magnets, and I think it looks like a lot of fun.
It's such a unique concept. I could see it being big time.
You know,
Like,
it's
really
one of those
is.
games like you didn't know you wanted, but then you see it and you're like, oh, that looks like it
Who
tickles
doesn't
a
like
part of my brain.
magnets?
Yeah.
Like we've seen
very
versions of it before, but with everything it combines, because it makes everyone think of a different game when you see it. Because we've heard Half-Life, we've heard Portal. I thought of Only Up during some parts of it.
Yeah, it had
and
Only Up.
and other
I thought
puzzle-
Mirror's Edge a little bit with like
Yeah.
the parkouring, wall moving stuff.
See, it makes
We
us
got
think
no
of someone
trespasser heads in here.
So I think it's gonna do
Just
really
watching some of that gameplay, I could see the rage already.
well. Oh yeah.
Well, clearly trespasser
Oh yeah.
mixed with singularity. Come
I
on.
think it's also really cool that they have boss mechanics because like you can tell it started with the idea of using magnets to like manipulate the environment, but then they're like, okay, well we could raise the stakes, take it up a notch with these boss fights that are organic in the space and
It also mixes up because it's not just a puzzle game, so there is more to
Yeah.
it and more that you.
Yeah, there's a world that he even showed as well.
It's more than just a puzzle game. Like there's a narrative behind it.
Exactly. Like they could have just stopped with the puzzle game. I think a lot of people would have been perfectly happy with that. But then they go and build on that with a story, boss fights, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, if it's not just reach a destination or do a final thing, but it's actually a narrative, like you said, that's really cool.
I think it's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Next up, we have two very exciting updates coming from Obsidian, that being some updates for Avowed, as well as Grounded 2. We also
Xbox
got exclusive
Game
time with
Studios
them,
is
and
one of the
news
primary boycotting targets of the BDS movement. And of course, Xbox, owned by Microsoft. Microsoft is arguably the biggest owner of video game companies now, up there together with Embracers, and
adhere to the living lands to investigate a mysterious
Tencent.
plague that's kind of spreading throughout the land.
why are they here if the purpose of this showcase is to not highlight such studios?
Type of ways, you know, with that type of choice and consequence. In terms of, you know, the post-launch things we've been supporting on it, you know, like we've gotten a bunch of.
Hey, don't get us wrong. Don't get us wrong. We like a lot of Xbox games. We want to play Avowed, but like,
aspects about it that are like arachnophobia mode. That was like
if your entire promotional angle for your showcase is we're different from Summer Game Fest because we're not about those big bucks and big publishers and AAA and blah blah blah. can't fucking put this shit on.
Are now playable. A lot of our decisions we make are revolving around the player community, so we work, really closely with our community management team. We get like a spreadsheet, kind of see what the things that are bubbling to the top. Like an example, like quarterstaff was something where we wanted to feel like more like a wizard, right? That kind of wizardy vibe, as well as playing as Orlins. Like I think players just were bummed that we didn't include that in the base game. So I mean, it really comes down to like the time and what the community wants, and that's kind of how we.
If you don't know, Avowed,
we notice like players really
is
characters in the game, so we always want to give them as many
the
options.
third game in the Pillars of Eternity series.
To kind of have this fantasy.
No, it's not Pillars of Eternity 3 because obviously it's a very different game.
Just wanted
but
to give them as many possible.
It is set in the same universe. It's part of the same series.
Make the character they want to make, and just make it.
It's supposed to be really good. Again, haven't played it.
We discussed it early on and about
the boycott being one of the reasons why we don't have it. But
it's
yeah,
a lot of work and a difficult thing to really nail down, especially in Avowed with its parkour systems and its combat mechanics and all the weapon types and stuff like that in the game. Our different races are different sizes, they're different shapes.
We do appreciate this game though, on the subject of the fact that like it feels like it's trying to make fantasy.
So it was something like new to Wrangle.
That's a good word that doesn't have a negative connotation.
Making Avowed, and now we can give it to the players, so it's a more rounded experience compared to the original Pillars games. It should be.
Yeah, we don't like this word, but we can't think of a better word.
It makes you feel completely different.
It's trying to make fantasy weird again, and we appreciate that because god damn, fantasy has gotten boring as hell.
New Game Plus allows the player to bring over all their abilities.
You found it about to be really flat and underwhelming. That's unfortunate.
So it's not like
again, I haven't played it ourselves, so can't speak on it. We just think it looks interesting.
The end game gear with all its like enchants to be able to just start the new game, as well as we have like modifiers on enemies that kind of either make them more resistant to some of the elemental types, or modifiers that make them more resistant to being stun locked or hit reacted. And that kind of gets sprinkled in kind of somewhat randomly throughout that New Game Plus experience to kind of get that added challenge, but also let
we're still waiting for more fantasy RPGs to feel like Morrowind. Not specifically like looking like Morrowind or playing like Morrowind, where you're doing the same things Morrowind did, but just Morrowind you played for the first time, and whether you like it or not, you go, damn, this game is strange.
Awesome shots or some scary shots.
And that is something we feel fantasy games don't do anymore.
To announce that Avowed's finally going to come out to PS5. Pre-orders are going to be live today.
Because everything everything is just trying to be standard Dungeons and Dragons or standard PD Actions Lord of the Rings. Okay, bug warnings and spider warnings, etc., etc. We're gonna like barely look at the screen ourselves. But yeah, please make fantasy like. Let's go with queer. Queer is a good word. Queer can mean what we're referring to here. So yeah, make fantasy queer. Fantasy should be queer. It should be exciting and different and strange.
That are the size of a bus and figuring out how to eat.
It should not be mundane. That's what we're saying.
Fight those bugs and craft new materials and new weapons. As you go and gain in power and get over those initial survival challenges, you can sort of get into the story of what has really happened in this park. A number of huge updates planned for the park. This is the first big content update that we have. We've been calling it.
I don't remember when we last played an Obsidian game.
Chunk to the park, and that comes with a lot of things that are very, very exciting for us. With this winter update,
it can't have been New Vegas. It can't have been the last time we played an Obsidian game.
Picnic area. On the map, it's just to the east of it.
Not to play something after that. We sure can't think of one right now.
Delving into a brand new biome with everything that entailed. You've got a vegetable garden, you've got a greenhouse, and you've got a pumpkin patch. All of these introduce a lot of new and different types of.
Never really been a fan of Obsidian, unfortunately.
Then we need all the insects in these areas too.
They tend to make games that we don't vibe with. Like we didn't vibe with New Vegas. We didn't vibe with
and you can attack
the
them.
Sith Lords.
Many of them are aggressive and will attack.
Didn't vibe with Alpha Protocol.
You fight them, learn their tactics.
What else have they done?
Turn them into fashionable attire and new weapons.
Going to a new biome, a new area in the park allows us to fully lean into what makes the park unique from the backyard. And for us, that means that mixture of really organic structures
And we respect them.
Man-made touch. That this
And we liked their stuff back when they were Black Isle.
Wasps are coming back.
They did fucking
Fun to fight, but can be kind of annoying.
Icewind Dale, right?
Again, this is a survival game.
Icewind Dale is one of our favorite 90s RPGs.
Coming back. Black Ants are also coming back too. And like with both of those, you get sets of armor and different weapons that you can craft after you've defeated these creatures. We're more excited about the new creatures that are coming in the Garden update, though. So we
Actually, did they do
a brand new creature?
Icewind Dale?
The cricket
Are we mixing them up now?
Again, this is the size of a large bus.
No, Black Isle did
Has some
Baldur's Gate 2. That's also good, though. That's also good.
also, of course,
Who did Icewind Dale?
very, very far. It has its own armor sets. It has its own weapon or weapons that you can craft.
Icewind Dale. No, they did do Icewind Dale. Okay, yeah, they did Icewind Dale.
Two different types of earwig. There's sort of a ranged earwig and a melee earwig that tend to travel around together to thwart the player.
And Icewind Dale too. Okay, cool.
Opportunities.
Wait, did we mix it up then? Did they not do Baldur's Gate 2?
Armor, of course, turn them into your base furnishings. You can turn them into weapons. And we think they'll offer some exciting and unique combat opportunities.
We really want
Baldur's Gate
Grounded 1 players
2.
to be excited to see these creatures again, but also to be
BioWare.
delighted by the changes.
Oh, it was published by Black Isle. Okay.
Area. We've revamped the combat, so that
Why
means
do we think
even
they
looking
did
at
Baldur's
dual
Gate
legacy
2?
creatures and going, okay, how do we make them a part
Hold
of
on.
the system? How do we make them challenging?
Just realized we literally have
How can we leverage?
we literally have Baldur's Gate 2 here.
And so hopefully there's a couple.
Yeah,
of
that's
twists
probably
that
why.
we'll do with the old
It's
favorites.
still on the front of the
that will
box.
Keep veteran players on their toes and will surprise and delight new players.
We have a brand new
Is
budget.
BioWare not even mentioned on the box? Interplay is mentioned.
And raise and hatch, and then ride around in the yard. And we're pretty excited about all that stuff. Like, I think all of it is coming together just really well.
I think every single Grounded player from Grounded 1 at some point jumped on the Ladybug and let it transport them around. And we often joke that was the original bug.
No, okay, there they are.
And there's something
Yes,
so iconic.
Didn't
about
recognize the
Ladybug
BioWare logo because it was a.
wanting to ride it, that it
When the
felt like
fuck
an
did they use that logo? Well, obviously they used it in 2000, but
I
like.
don't want it to just be another one or just a horse, you know? And so it really boiled down
That-
to what can the Ladybug
That BioWare
bring to the
logo.
table that the other ones weren't.
Like the strange little red dragon logo. I don't remember that at all.
And bring a utility and an experience to the player that the other buggies aren't. How can we
We remember the that logo.
the one who can get into those really tough fights and withstand those large swarms of insects. And that's where the idea of the water cannon on her back and players being able to shoot at their enemies. And that
Are we still in the bug game? God damn
a
it.
ton of gameplay opportunities and a really unique experience. Being able to shoot down the aerial insects that are often a bit more
Okay,
challenging.
the screen's gonna freeze for a second because we need to open up our
Take them down with that feels super.
we need to open up
satisfying as
Firefox
an anti-air.
and
For us,
reset the time before the
that,
Ultima
it felt
stream.
like, okay, there she is. That's her niche, and now it's just about bringing that experience to life and finding moments in the garden experience to really highlight that and let that shine for the player.
So we saw Avowed, great interview that you did over there. We see now that we have New Game Plus coming, there's a photo mode, a new weapon type.
Oh, they're done. Okay, cool.
There's new character presets, you got new races, which
Species,
I'm sure,
yeah.
Lua will have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, they're doing a lot, and I mean the game, of course, launched earlier this year. Obsidian's been
Earlier this year.
busy, yeah, and they're doing these free updates now. And so
Wait, when was
they
this
also
when was this
added
film?
Plus, which adds a whole new reason for you to go back through the game. So the game is coming to PS5.
Yay! We got another one.
We got
Avowed Platinum Trophy was insane.
Here we go. Yeah, yeah, but it's coming and it's available for pre-order as of this
Right
show
now?
going live. So right now, so check it out. And when I talked to them, they were saying how important the community is to them, how they've listened to a lot of their feedback, like adding arachnophobia mode on Grounded.
I was gonna say, Luke, if I'm scared of spiders, what do I do?
Yeah, there's arachnophobia mode. But they that's kind of their driving force is looking at the
It
community.
is a little so like as someone with arachnophobia and also like
customization options in character
a
building.
lesser
We'll do that. And it's just really nice to see them
entomophobia.
do that. They could put it in.
It is strange how like a game about bugs will put in an arachnophobia mode, but not an entomophobia mode. But then again, why would someone with entomophobia play the game? We suppose.
How
But
your character looks, so you want to
yeah,
do something
strange.
new, try a different race, you can do that by just going to New Game Plus. You don't need to go back to the beginning.
Besides that, we also had Grounded 2, which is bringing the Garden of Brook Hollow Park that is now going to be open. So it's a new biome. They have new creatures, new tools, a new mushroom brick material that you can build more stuff with, and also a new ladybug buggy. A
Lady Buggy.
For those of you watching, it's a play on word.
Allow me to explain.
Ladybug E because you can mount it and ride it like a buggy.
Yeah. And
okay, we can't even criticize that because that's exactly the kind of like terrible on purpose joke we would make in that situation.
Excited about, but they always listen to feedback about, should an insect be an enemy? Should an insect be what they call, is it docile or docile? I'm from Iowa.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah. And different insects can be friendly, some can be enemies.
That's a good question. It's docile, but like, genuinely, if you've only read the word, yeah.
With this update, they're doing this throughout a lot of the timeline. Like they're gonna
By the way,
give you a lot of these big updates, and you're gonna be kind of surprised of like when it first released.
Did you realize this?
There was still plenty to do.
When we put the like we brought a few boxes from our mom's place, some old PC boxes, to like decorate the shelf.
But because of the way the game is oddly like
And
scaled down,
this wasn't intentional.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like the way it's
but all three we brought
they still want to do and will be doing.
have the same aesthetic. So like, it's Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 2, and Ultima 9. And here's the thing about all of these: they are on purpose made to look like books.
Huge, right? Because
with like, see that it's like pages.
Retirement. He's one of the creators of Fallout.
They're made to look like hardcover bound books on a shelf. That was not like we picked out 3 boxes, like kind of randomly, and just happened to bring 3 that had the exact same approach to its box design. Isn't that cool?
Full-time in office.
It's also really sad because this is the kind of like approach to a box design you can't do anymore because you don't like everything has a case now. Everything has a standardized like DVD case now.
Because the TV
Only like special editions we'll be able to have stuff like this. Actually, speaking of that,
next up we have 3 fantasy.
There's actually a Final Fantasy XIV edition that does that exact same thing.
I would say.
Hold on.
This is going to be Hour 2 from Night Dot Studio, a follow-up to their other survival game, Outward, obviously. We have Baron's Call by Titan Rock, and then we also have Dragon Twin by
Yes, it is. So this is the Final Fantasy XIV Game of the Year edition. And it actually comes with this. This is one of the this is an actual book that an Arcanist in Final Fantasy XIV can use as a weapon.
Powerful, and that was
it's the
change in our approach.
It's the
made
game.
all of our design decisions to be
That's pretty
in
cool.
alignment with this vision. If you were just a regular person,
Of course, not the regular edition, but it's cool. We like that it's like made to be cool, and like it's extra cool because if you're cosplaying your Final Fantasy XIV character and your Final Fantasy XIV character is a summoner, you can use this as a cosplay prop.
thing is the cat.
And then like when someone takes a picture of you, like, oh yeah, I'm I'm costing ruin, and like you can be like, hey, by the way, fun fact, this is my copy of the game.
Full of haircuts, and that was it. It
Love
feels
it.
like
This is one of our favorite things to have, actually. Like,
you choose a background.
sorry, we missed that they switched games.
Granular
Sorry.
system to modify and customize.
What are we talking about now?
Liking. One of the big thing is you choose one of 3 starting locations. So as a regular person, what justifies throwing
Boob.
yourself into danger? How do you become an adventurer? Well, we have 3 different quests depending on which city you choose. So if you are in Simeon's Bastion, you
Ooh, purple grass.
You are a miner and you're trying to like improve your status and your quality of life. In Haboob,
Was that a giant mushroom? Or we love giant mushrooms.
you know, and very.
This was cool. What is this?
situations, like you're not
They,
special.
they should put the name on screen. We missed the name.
And then you have to live up to the situation. We want a weather system that is very dynamic. So now we have a year-long calendar with seasons, and you just go through.
We love the UI. Okay, the right side kind of sucks. Okay, oh, it's because you can swim. It was controller mode. Maybe make the boxes look a little better, but like the left side though, we love it.
And that
gorgeous.
Outfit one, like you had your offhand could only have a set amount of things, and you had your main hand. Now you can just interchange. You can have 2 shields if you want. It sucks. I don't recommend, but you can. Of course, like just visually, and the fact that it is much more lush.
Shield class is back.
It's more visually vibrant. That's going to be something that people will notice very quickly. Just like in Outward 1, we have 8 skill trees, and all those skill trees have some exclusive skills. So if you take one, you can't take the other, and you have a maximum of 3 breakthrough points. So there's only 3.
Okay, this game is tickling our itch. This is the kind of queer fantasy we were talking about. This is some strange shit. We like it.
Core stats, so strength, agility, constitution, willpower, intelligence. We added those.
Here we don't know what the game is called.
A lot of different things that you do. They're all gonna have like different thresholds. So let's say you dodge attacks successfully a certain number of times, you unlock a node that will give you a passive trait and increase your agility. So very small incremental changes. We start with very simple things.
Enshrouded?
In more and more circles.
Maybe, we don't know.
Be able from the very start to unlock all 3 skill trees just because you have the cash to do it. You will have to have experience. You will need to have practiced the life of danger in Ori to be able to understand, like get to the next level of the skill trees. Other than that,
Original access. Okay, okay.
All 4 regions are new regions, so it's really just completely new environment to explore.
No, it's Outward 2. Okay. Okay, I think we've heard of Outward.
A deep dive into our upcoming action RPG, Varen's Call. The world of Leda is entirely shrouded by darkness on one side, while scorched by endless sun on the other. These incredibly hostile areas are known as the Forsaken Realms, which, as you may have noticed, is the name of the universe we are meticulously crafting.
Oh.
Your first steps within the Forsaken Realms will take you to the Vale of Varen.
Look.
And the first of our narrative-focused adventures.
We get
You'll step into
that almost everyone creating a world draws inspiration from existing worlds. It's impossible to be original. Don't call your fantasy setting something realms and have the first word start on F.
To a wide range of playstyles.
People will connect it to Forgotten Realms.
Prefer to be a nimble-footed archer, flinging fireballs between arrows, or face your foes toe-to-toe as an axe-wielding...
We've already forgotten what it was called, because all we can think is Forgotten Realms.
The classless system means you're never locked into playing a specific way.
Outward is kind of a weird Souls-like, really. I think we've heard of Outward. We would open up Steam to see if it's one of those games one of those billion games we have on the wish list, but then the stream will freeze again because we have the stream on our main monitor right now.
Hidden chests throughout the world will reward you with a range of weapons, armor, and unique trinkets.
This looks cool. We like it, and we do like smaller devs trying to do like
of South
I
Vale.
don't want to say Elder Scrolls like because that feels unfair to what they might be intending. What we mean is like the larger scale action RPG with character customization that aren't like, you know, isometric or top down or like turn based and stuff like that.
Effect freeze attack that stops the enemy in their tracks.
Like this looks kind of generic, to be perfectly honest. But it also looks like
to upgrade and
it looks like they're really like
a nice compliment to your
putting their heart and soul into it, and we can appreciate that.
catch your enemies off guard.
We still don't remember what the game was called because all we can think is Forgotten Realms. We think maybe it was Forbidden Realms.
Securing yourself of nasty status effects. Sure to age.
No, it was not Forbidden Realms.
Okay, great. So you've equipped that shiny new helmet, purchased that slightly overpriced magic spell you always had your eyes on, and upgraded that new Polybuster barrel to the volatile variant that has even more boom. You're ready to get back into the fight. But
what was it called?
Yes,
Forsaken Realms? No.
Hero and save the city. But heroes need breaks too. Besides, there's a whole world to explore, and quirky characters.
Fearful Realms? No.
Your help with
Forged Realms? That sounds like it might have been right.
You might find yourself involved in a murder mystery, helping a local peacekeeper catch the criminal behind the death of her beloved friend. Or maybe you're on a mission to rid Varin of the Gnomi scourge that plagues the city, all because a crazy guy in an outhouse called you a hero?
I know the truth!
Maybe we should stick to the main task.
It kind of feels like a mix of like Fable and
controller support with the aim of releasing consoles at a later date. Our game is inspired by classics like Fable and the Elder Scrolls.
Thank you. We didn't want to say Elder Scrolls because it felt it felt like whenever you say this is like it was Forsaken Realms. We literally was like, was it Forsaken Realms? No. Oh, okay. Epic fantasy dragon riding game in early development. Goal is to create the ultimate dragon rider experience. Okay. Create a dragon, take to the skies, ride into battle, and command armies from the back of your fiery flying friend. Okay, yeah, fuck yeah. Wait. Is this game in early access? I feel like we've seen this game played. Like, on like a YouTube channel. The chickens need to bring the concept to life at an unprecedented level of fidelity. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's not just the fire breathing part they're dealing with. First couple of the game will become more clear over time. It depends on future funding and the shifting nature of game development. Okay, yeah. Grand Vision is a Mountain Blade-inspired kingdom builder, but the core concept can easily be adapted to smaller scope variants to fit the project need. Well, that's good. That is good. Early access demo to build the patron support. Okay, yeah. Maybe we have seen this played then. You know what? This trailer might have the least stuff happening. It's a very boring trailer, but we fucking appreciate this. Is clearly like a very small team. They can't even get voiceover. It's fine. The current version focuses on the flight system with more features being added in the future as they get ready for testing. Like we find this so charming. Yes. Holy fuck. Where's all? That game seems to have like a budget of like 10 pennies, and we're sold.
First question I had was, how hard is this game going to be? Because the most common question about the original Outward
Okay,
was,
while they're talking, we're gonna actually bring up our Steam.
Got to play the game in the alpha version, and I got my ass kicked.
I'm glad.
Hold on, do we not have? There it is.
But it's actually amazing. Like, I actually really enjoyed it because exploring this game felt very rewarding. And
Opening
there's like
Steam
a
up.
system, so you can camp like right outside like the enemy zone, and then you prepare like your weapons and everything to wreck the enemy. Because if you don't
Right,
prepare,
Outward 2.
you're in trouble.
It's known to be a very, very hardcore survival. And when I was
Add
talking
to
to
wish
Keon,
list.
he was like,
Request
"If you die,
playtest
it is
access.
likely
Yeah,
your
sure.
fault."
Why not?
And we all heard him say, like, it's not hard, but it is demanding. And they always at all times want to live up to those words, which is really awesome. And they will have a pack mule, which he said, of course, shocker, can die if you don't take care of it.
Of course.
But it's, one of the big struggles was with inventory and spacing along other struggles that players had to really try and, play out this game. Like you were saying earlier, you can't dilly-dally in this game. You have to really know what you're going to do, and eventually...
Can't find Dragon Twin on Steam. Yeah, what's called Dragon Twin?
Dual wielding, so you can dual wield...
Probably not on Steam yet. They probably can't afford getting it on the store.
Which he says is not recommended.
You can attack with the shield.
We'll throw them some bucks on Patreon. Absolutely, that game is cool.
Like you can sprain your ankle, you can perforate, a lung.
What was it called? Forged Realms?
You can sprain a.
I also got
No,
brain damage.
Forsaken Realms.
Concussion, it will all impact you, and all
Yes.
these ailments like.
There's another game called Forsaken Realm. Fuck.
I got a concussion in game as well.
There's two games called Forsaken Realms. They're both in early access.
What were you doing out of game?
It was kind no, it was just kind of like a play on, because whenever I told people I got a concussion, brain damage in game, a lot of people in my chat would say like in game.
Sounds like the most hardcore of hardcore survivals.
It was really fun, and you can also play with friends, and then things become a lot more bearable.
They've showed the split screen.
Yes,
and it
you
looks
can play
awesome.
split screen.
Okay,
with
DragonTwin.com.
especially because then like you get beaten up, and then your friends get beaten
Early
up,
access.
and then
You can get digital concussions together.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Forsaken Realms, Baron's Call. We were all sitting here saying it looks incredible.
It looks sick.
Most importantly, controllers.
So
I can play that one.
I was trying to put my finger on what the vibe was, and at the very end of the trailer, they say inspired by games like Fable. They really struck an interesting vibe. It seems like it's got a lot of soul and heart in it.
We've talked about music a lot today. I just want to say that was something I noticed right there. That flute, there's something about a flute. When a flute starts playing,
When the
in a
flute
fantasy
started,
game,
yeah,
dude.
When the flute started playing, he was like, "Oh my god,
I'm ready to go to war."
No, the game looks really nice. It looks very well detailed, and I
okay,
can't
I
wait
think
to
we're gonna
play.
wait for the dragon character creator to be out, and then we'll support it because it looks like it's already getting a lot of support.
This is also an
So
expansive world where there are a bunch of little side stories where you can
we
go.
don't need to worry that it's not gonna make it to that build at least.
Murder mystery or whatever it is, and I feel like that's what builds out a world and makes it feel more full. So I think it looks great. Third, we had Dragon Twin. I don't even know if we're.
Let's ride!
Dude, you can make your own dragon. There's
Thank you. Yes.
Did you see the neck customizer? I mean, like Jake was like.
To be fair, is very early in production. They're working on all these systems for Dragon Flight, and as they mentioned in
These three games might genuinely be the most impressive of the three of like the showcase so far. That was a good little part of the showcase.
imagining the vision of a kingdom builder where like you're in command of dragons like Khaleesi.
That is interesting. That's a kingdom builder as well. It's genuinely interesting.
Never even came across your mind. You're like, wait a second.
Well, you see, and you're like, of course.
Of course I need that.
I can't wait to see how it progresses because it already looks amazing.
But they left the combat pretty open-ended. Like we saw some battle scenes, we saw some light with other dragons maybe fighting, and how that's going to come into play. I'm really curious
The
about.
movement, I mean, you're gonna get some Battlefield pilots.
The cinematic shots you're going to get with that dragon is going to be crazy.
Okay, the Cube, Atomic Heart, Immortal, Gates of Fire.
From Atomic
Okay.
Heart. Now in the Cube, a very exciting game I think we're all looking forward to. And for Atomic Heart, some new screenshots from their DLC number 4. On top of that, there is also Immortal Gates of Pyre that we had an incredible interview with that Jake hosted, where we talk a little bit about the making of the game, the people behind it, and RTS in general.
Sorry, we're getting our Lovecraft books back on the shelf. Wait, Atomic Heart. What was the controversy about this game, other than it being extremely horny? Which, like, it's not a crime. There was something about this game that was controversial on release. We don't remember what it was. They ended up being Russian. The developer is Russian, but like, yeah, I mean, that might have been it. That might have been it. But it supported Russia in the ongoing war. Oh, that sucks. If it's true, that sucks.
Yeah, it is. It's in the sky, a giant cube. I can still barely believe it myself.
Is that a Rubik's Cube?
When it showed up, I was in the lab. I didn't even see it. You know? I felt that same fear, though. A terrible sense of my own powerlessness. How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear, but revealed itself? What if it was always there, and we've only just started to see it?
God, it's a shame we hate everything except the Rubik's Cube world. Everything else looks terrible, but like, the Rubik's Cube world is like the coolest thing ever. But like, everything else is just so... Ugh. Wait, is this still Atomic Heart? Is that why it looks like this? No. Oh, the Cube, Atomic Cube. It's a spin-off. Okay. So, like, genuinely, the concept of a world that's a Rubik's Cube, which it turns out that's not what that was, really, but, like, the concept of a world that's a Rubik's Cube and spinning
and make more accessible
is the coolest thing ever.
Simultaneously keeping all of the complexity and the opportunities for mastery that have made RTS so popular over.
Imagine like an actual open world like
RTS, the fast
game with that as a constant real-time thing. Like it's just all of these things rotating, the world is just shifting its positions. And then imagine the speed running optimizations that would create.
Some of the companies that tried to do so did so by stripping away features or losing some of the things.
Oh, RTS.
RTS great. In the early days, we
sorry, we weren't looking at the screen.
Both MOBA and RTS communities, and found that they really loved the fantasy of commanding an army. RTS, at the end of the day, if you were to strip it all away, is just you're commanding an army, another guy's commanding an army in real time. Yeah. Right? Because you get individual unit control, it can be very overwhelming. And because you're also building those units, because you're building a base, because you're having to do so much macroing along with the microing simultaneously, that for most players, it just gets overwhelming and complicated. And so we worked through it kind of line by line, trying to figure out what are the rote tasks, what are the things that players are required to do that are not really decisions, that are more just chores, right? And how do we make
this might be
more and more
controversial
in the game, but optional, opt-in. We refer to it as opt-in complexity.
No, controversial is not the right word.
How do we create a world and experiences and game modes that people
This might be a hot take. This might be a hot take.
take this genre and show people this genre.
Army control is the least interesting and least fun part of RTS.
Things like the UI and the UX, the unit design, and a lot of that
People agree.
complexity. So, for example, in most RTSs, you always have to be building workers. If you're not building workers, you're falling behind on your economy. And
We like building workers.
correct move, with very few exceptions, is to build a worker every chance you get. So we made that automated. but
Okay,
have a
that
toggle.
yeah, okay,
If you want to
that's
turn
good.
it off, you can. So if you're trying to do a specific timing attack, you can. But we
Okay, there
took
is
that.
no interesting part of RTS. That is a hot
One of the
take.
other things is how in MOBAs you have a unified command card, right? All of the abilities and castable abilities on your hero are easy to reach. You can hit all of those buttons very quickly on one
Yeah.
hand. We
Yeah.
redesigned the UI UX to be the same way. So you can select your whole army with one button by default, and then all of the abilities, castable abilities of your army are also on that one unified command card. One of the things that people often tell
Isn't
us
that
is that
normally
when
a
they
standard
watch
thing?
our game, it looks like an RTS, but when they play it, it almost plays more like a MOBA in terms of how they're commanding their army. Our early idea was if we bring the top, 10 modders within generally the strategy gaming space, if we bring them all together and we say, if we were to come together and build a game that truly is the next generation of RTS, what does it look like? And that's what we set out to do. The 1v1 or 2v2 PvP experiences, they're similar to a StarCraft or a StarCraft 2. Maps. We did redesign the maps, and
This
we
looks good.
redesigned the mechanics in a way
We
that
do genuinely think this looks
actually
good,
really fun. It's a core
except
gameplay mode.
one glaring issue.
Players, including pro players, have actually really
The visual identity is
the ultimate goal
non-existent.
is to destroy the enemy's town centers, and so it's kind of a tactical back and forth with
Like-
counters and strategic snipings and using immortal abilities. in
Nothing
clever ways.
here
It's
looks
great for mastery and laddering and skill
special.
games. Ultimately,
Nothing
the
stands
goal
out
is to have
visually.
other PvP modes that are more casual or more playful, kind of some chaos modes.
You know?
Auto battler modes. Things
This
like
is a recurring problem with more modern RTSs, we think.
and you want to have a beer while doing it, and you want to do something that's a bit strategic, but you don't want to get
They
that
they go overly detailed on the graphics, which means that everything is kind of blends together,
people that
and then like they go for like
don't
existing
necessarily want to try to do
uniform
crazy APM and
building and unit
don't wanna
looks,
get too
so that
invested
they don't get
in the competition.
the
We
iconic
want to do a full grand
uniqueness to like
inspiration for how
stand
we
out
kind of want
on that
to
alone
see
either.
The ideal campaign, if we can build it, is very similar to Dark Crusade. It's a grand campaign. You can be kind of any of these different factions and
Like
and
gameplay
conquer
wise, we're
territory
down with
and
this.
building new
Aesthetically,
and
we're
unique
not.
stories.
And it's called Immortal Gates of Pyre. That's a terrible name.
I think we all saw back around SGF last
now-
year.
Wasn't Immortal literally like what the Ubisoft
Twin comparison is new, which is very cool to see
Greek
twins for the
god
first time in
RPG
this
was
universe.
called that flopped because no one knew what it was because it was called Immortal?
The potential for that game is like unmatched. It is
Great Undead at cinematics, and also.
Oh
just
wait, maybe Immortals was the EA Magic FPS game that no one bought because it was called Immortal.
it like breaks my brain to think about, but in a fun way. I think.
like different terrains, different weather.
Yeah.
You might be wrong there, but one of those two games was called Immortal.
As the cube is apparently rotating, we don't know how that mechanic even works with the
Well, I'm
map.
assuming you can fall off. Like if you fall
You would
off the
think,
map,
right?
you just like that's. I'm sure you're
Or get
dead.
crushed.
And
by,
they've
like,
taken
rockets,
so many
you know?
gameplay mechanics already. We saw from that short trailer. You saw wall running. You saw just like traditional gunplay.
The other cool part to me is that it is set in a universe that people have already been a part of.
A
somehow.
very the world of Atomic Heart's very interesting.
Can you
as well.
explain it a little
It's
bit?
kind of like it is Soviet Russia in an alternate timeline where they've mastered robotics, but then there's like evil robots.
And in terms of vibe, it's kind of like Soviet Bioshock. And it's a vibe.
That's a good way to put it.
And what's interesting is that from the original game Atomic Heart, one of the primary things people loved about it were like the boss fights, and then like the outdoor environments and the.
It's
art.
Immortals of Avium. Well, that
And
just
they're adding in this
that
multiplayer
just completely confirms what we said.
There's like PvE elements with bosses that you'll fight against together as the cube.
Because the only word we remember was Immortal, and the only thing about it we remember was no one bought it.
we are all curious because we don't know the exact direction they're going and where it could end up. And I was trying to pinpoint like what game I was looking at.
But it was also Immortal Phoenix Rises.
Between those worlds.
Phoenix Rising?
I saw a piece of like the
which
finals.
was the Ubisoft game.
Destructibility and cube movement we saw when the finals first released. There was something about that aesthetic that I also saw, and I was like, okay, now I'm instantly locked back into this.
The DLCs people love. There's already Atomic Heart 1 and 2. This is their 4th and final DLC for Atomic Heart. And when we saw the trailer, we saw the screenshots, it adds new environments and it looks good.
Yeah.
You know? Then the third game on our list with that one was Immortal Gates of Pyre by Sunspear. Jake, you had a great conversation with Ian.
My boy Ian. It's a game that's been in development for a long time. We're gonna probably talk about how it's a group of modders, and so they've hired a lot of modders, and they have that DNA for this game and a lot of the concepts they want to plan out for the future. They've had hands on this for almost 10 years, but they've been working hard on it for about 5, is what they would tell you. And they really want to try and combat, as we all know, like the RTS genre is really hard to get into because
high barrier of entry.
I agree, because it's like you see these games, you know,
I
RTS
don't agree.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to work on micro, macro, and you know all
I
those.
mean, yeah, sure. If you don't want to get into it, then yeah, then it is difficult. But like,
in the RTS genre, we know
Age of Empires 4,
StarCraft is the one that people kind of go to.
extremely easy to start playing.
It's been hard
Great tutorial.
to make a new RTS.
It is a great RTS. It basically teaches you and introduces every single thing that you will need to learn or know to play any RTS ever.
Pretty intimidating for new players.
And like, it's only intimidating if you either don't like the genre to begin with, which is fine, or 2, if you go into PvP immediately and play against other players. Which, like, yeah, that's every competitive game. We suppose if you are absolutely not okay with losing in a game, that might be a problem, but then again, that's not really the genre's fault.
But I do want to really support them.
Because yeah, you will lose when you start playing strategy games, because part of it is testing strategies and learning that didn't work out.
They're trying to innovate, they're trying to do things differently, and one last thing, they're very, very community focused. So like a lot of the devs we've spoken to, they love their community, they found their diehards, and it really has shaped the project. And so I hope we see it in the near future.
Yeah, our recommendation for that dev is drop the Immortal title, just call it Gates of Pyre. Gates of Pyre is a fine title.
There is far, far west
It's
from Evil
more memorable than Immortal Gates of Pyre. The moment Gates of Pyre becomes the subtitle and Immortal becomes the main title, the title is forgettable. This looks sick. What is this? Exekiller.
Welcome to the world of Exekiller.
Exekiller. Okay, thank you for the pronunciation.
And this is gameplay overview. Exekiller is a first-person action-adventure game that encourages exploration, rewards curiosity.
And never holds your hand.
You play
okay,
as Denzel
yeah.
Phoenix, an Exekiller, a corporate bounty hunter.
Exekillers hunt down fugitives and reclaim souls from those who try to escape the system.
So we hate this term, but it is the commonly accepted term.
Main hubs is the tower, a massive fortress city ruled
So
by
it's
the
like an immersive sim.
This is where you accept contracts, upgrade your gear, and prepare for
This kind of looks like, I mean, okay.
Contract.
No, it doesn't look like it. It kind of feels like what Prey 2 was gonna be. With the whole bounty hunting thing.
Outside the tower lies a harsh, scorched desert. You travel through it in a heavily modified car, designed to protect you from extreme conditions, such as heat and radiation. Inside the vehicle, you have access to your computer, storage, and a working radio.
This is neat, we like this.
From your...
One thing we don't like about post-apocalyptic things is how they all just go for the same kind of like Mad Max vibe in like how the world turns out, you know? There's some exceptions, Wasteland is another approach. But this actually feels kind of like new. There's probably something else like it, but like overall, this feels new to us, and like we like it. This is cool.
Survival is core part of the experience.
Inventory space is limited, and every item matters, forcing players to make careful decisions about what to carry and what to leave behind.
Hellion's high-tech systems allow you to hack devices, pick locks, and access restricted areas.
Your cybernetic implants help you uncover hidden elements
God.
and investigate the environment.
That detective vision was very, very funny, the way it went to low res. We like that.
There's no single way to complete a contract. Stealth, dialogue, and combat are all valid approaches and can be freely combined.
In Exekiller, every decision matters.
What's it gonna be? Plata or muerte?
Wishlist Exekiller on Steam.
Hi everyone, Robert here from Fireshine Games. I am the Senior Product Manager for Far Far West, developed by the incredible 6-person team at Evil Raptor. Far Far West is a 1-to-4 player co-op PvE first-person shooter where you play as robot cowboys in a weird western world. Work together to kill bosses, collect bounties, and cleanse the lands of the evil enemy invaders. Today, I'm going to talk you through a short.
So it's a cartoony Mecha Wild West Left 4 Dead.
Far West home
That's
town,
nice.
An evolving space where you can upgrade your weapons, spells, and characters. Once the team is geared up and ready to go, we can pick the bounty we want to hunt and drop into the game. Now that we have dropped into the map, it is time to head to our first objective. We can travel around the map much faster with the use of our trusty horses, which you can summon with the press of a button.
Okay, it's not really Left 4 Dead.
When fighting enemies, I can use different firearms and a variety of spells to do damage or heal myself and teammates. Spells and guns can also be comboed together to make their effects more powerful. Spread their
We're gonna be honest. This game looked cool, but the gunplay does not look good. It looks very floaty. It reminds us of Borderlands, actually, and we don't like. We like Borderlands, the first one. We've only played the first one. As a game, just fine, but it does kind of suck as like a first-person shooter. Like,
sticks of dynamite my teammate
you know?
for him to put in the rocket, of which he is actually only catching a few. While carrying out objectives, you will attract the attention of the enemy hordes, who will try and stop you. Now we have the rocket all powered up, let's launch it at the boss nest to really make it angry. This bounty is far from over. Now we have to take the beast down. Let's summon the boss and get this party started.
Look, can we stop with the hold down a button to do things? We get that it's there because people accidentally press buttons. But like, not everything needs to be a hold down a button, and it doesn't have to take forever to do. The boss fight looks cool.
We won and the boss is dead, but we aren't safe yet. So let's get to the station to get the last train out of town. When the train is called, we have to stay alive for its arrival, which is easier said than done when the whole of the Far West wants...
I think you would like this more if it wasn't like this massive open world approach to it. Like if it was more like actual tightly level design based, like Left 4 Dead.
Along the way. These will allow us to upgrade our characters even more and be stronger for the next...
We don't know, like the world kind of looked boring.
There are multiple bosses, maps, objectives, weapons, spells, upgrades, and cosmetics, all unlockable through play. You can play the playtest with your friends right now.
That might be good. It's cool that the playtest is live and it's a public one. Lyrical Games? Oh.
As a parent, you've got one job. Protect your family.
Sorry, we saw Lyrical Games and thought, Is this gonna be something inspired by Lyrical Nanoha? But no, it was not. This is no, it's not that at all. Looks cool though. Cool voxel art style.
You don't stay dead for long.
Okay. We like how the world look. Oh no. Why do games mix their aesthetics so much when it comes to like character portraits and text? Why can't they ever match the game's visuals on that stuff? It always looks bad.
First up, we saw
There were parts of that we liked, but it lost us completely by the end.
I mean, the vibes look great to me. It was reminding me a little bit, you disagreed, but like a cyberpunk in the wild.
No,
in the
I
West.
just see it. I just see it.
And the animation work was crazy good, like the world building.
I think the way it's described is a post-apocalyptic Western-style FPS with a bounty.
The only thing about execular,
Reminds me of Fallout.
that's hard to say, that we didn't like super much, and this is just personal taste.
Like staple in those types.
A game like that, we kind of wish we had a character creator rather than a set character.
Fantastic. Like,
But that's who that. That's who that.
It's coming from such a small
Sci-fi
team.
cowboy, I'm in.
Yeah, done.
Say less.
Money.
Then we had Far Far West coming from Evil Raptor, Western-themed action shooter project. The way I've been describing it, to be honest with you, is Western Sea of Thieves. There's a lot of depth there. It looks
Oh,
like
Sea of Thieves. Yeah, you know what? That's a good
What if Sea of Thieves
comparison.
with cowboys, basically?
Well, it's that, but also with specific hunts and like bounties. We're going out and doing boss fights with each other.
It seems very teamwork based too. Like you saw a clip there where they were fighting the boss on the ground, and one of them was up top, and your teammate threw the dynamite up, caught it, planted it. Looks really cool.
Third on this list.
We get that. We don't mind that personally because the character creator is for us. You know.
See this one being like
And most games let you see them in like
the most compelling aspect
status screens and such, which is all we need, honestly.
Not just the world that you're exploring, but also like, literally your daughter. She grows older every death that happens.
I think it's
a decade goes past.
So the worse you are at the game.
If you die 20 times, like she's not gonna be there when you get there. You're gonna be talking to a gravestone. But it's just a very captivating art style, like you
It's also
mentioned.
open world.
Open world roguelike. Yes.
We're gonna have people that are gonna want to go deathless runs of this. I hope that maybe there's a glimpse of hope of like if you have a deathless run or maybe a one
That's
death
like
run,
the true ending or something.
there's a
That's-
happy ending. But I imagine that most other endings are not gonna be so happy, or at least a bit sadder.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah,
It looks
exciting.
really good.
We're gonna see a lot from that game.
For sure.
Division 2, really?
Next up, we have a very exciting section for people who like competitive games, shooter games. We have an awesome interview that Jake did with the executive producer of the Division franchise. We also have Alpha Response, a game coming from the original creator of Counter-Strike, Min Lee, or Gooseman, whatever you know him as, Last Man Sitting from Pixel Pizza, and Sand, creators of Sophie by Polygriff.
Why is the showcase like this? Why is it like this?
If you imagine a real world location, the most
How long it's gonna take? We're gonna play Ultima after this too.
Washington, D.C., completely ravaged by a pandemic and struck by the strongest, worst blizzard of all time. And you are going to have to survive and extract the most valuable resources. And of course, that leads us to survivors. So what are we
Putting
doing?
aside our other issues with Ubisoft,
Our 10-year-old
this game never interested us, and it just kind of made. Well, actually, the Division 1 briefly interested us, but more than anything, we just whenever we see the Division, we just think
that's something that you've never seen.
we feel so bad for Massive.
We're going to transform the entire
all the way over there in Malmö.
in a very different
They're
way.
never gonna get to make something interesting
Haven't
again.
been seen yet. There's a focus on this to make it such a
Because this
different
game came out, what, like,
experience from the core Division
God,
2
like 10 years ago or
I think
something?
we've got something super promising here. Survivors is developed with Magnus Jensen, who is the original Division 1 creative director. So this is a guy who lives and breathes the Division.
Why isn't his name on the game instead of Tom Clancy, who had nothing to do with this game?
Mode again. And there is a
Wasn't Tom Clancy dead before the first Division came out, and he did not contribute writing for the Division?
We always
We get Tom Clancy's name being on Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is literally a novel Tom Clancy wrote. It's not called Rainbow Six. It's called
large player base.
Codename Rainbow, I think, the first one. And it's like like he wrote several books involving Team Rainbow.
The controller,
and he did provide input for games like Ghost Recon. Maybe Splinter Cell. We actually don't know if that's another one just slapping the name on there for brand recognition, but like
the weather has
but like the Division is literally just like Ubisoft puts the word Tom Clancy on games where you shoot people with guns.
veteran players, they're going to be surprised.
Unless they're called Far Cry.
That they know by heart, they're going to be transformed. So the Division 3 is in production, right?
Oh, okay.
It's not a secret. It's been announced. It's shaping up to be a monster.
Well,
I can't really say anything more.
The
than
Division 3 confirmed, everyone. Maybe it was already confirmed. We don't know. We don't follow the franchise close enough.
Working extremely hard on something that I think will be as big an impact as Division 1 was. There's a team in Paris working on this, and they're putting the final touches on a mobile execution.
Does this game have a shitty worldview though?
Division 1, New York.
Is that actually accurate?
Take back New York. This is a brand new story with mechanics that are really fine-tuned to a mobile phone. Graphically, this looks like a PS.
Wait, it is a mobile game?
You may have seen the adverts for
Okay, okay. That is genuinely, we did not realize that they. Okay.
There's a few innovations. You know the Dark Zone, this area of atypical PvP.
It doesn't change our thoughts at all, but like, that's actually really cool. You're looking at sleep agents that can kill American citizens without trial.
Go over there, there'd be another agent. You'd
Yeah, fair.
feel each other out and decide whether to partner or to.
Not sure that actually falls in line with Tom Clancy's ideology, but yeah, Tom Clancy's politics were
gunshots on a corner. You won't need to be in the dark.
inconsistent. Let's put it that way.
You can group with those people. So PvP.
We don't mind speaking ill of the dead, but we do think it's more complicated than just he had shitty views, because
Never been done in a
it's very much dependent on what thing you asked him on, which I guess you could say that for anyone, but yeah. We actually like a lot of Clancy novels. We read them a lot as a teenager. And granted, his novels are not necessarily always reflective of his worldview, but oh, speaking of games and worldviews, are we getting the spiritual successor to Battlefield Hardline here? Oh god, we are. Oh, is this the game from that, is this from the original creator of Counter-Strike? Because here's the thing. we can detach real-world politics a lot for the sake of a non-narrative PvP action thingy. We can do that just fine. The problem is when the game clearly can't. At that point, we can't do it either, you know? And Battlefield Hardline, the issue for us, apart from just being a bad game, was that it so clearly was like, American police are cool! And at that point, we can't be like, uncritical of it anymore, you know? This looks... Yeah, this looks bad. This just reminds us of like how much we don't like modern. Yeah, you know what? This qualifies as something. No, it does not, actually. But okay. Modern military shooters are so. They hurt to look at. Like, not like necessarily the art direction, but like the movement sucks. The camera shaking sucks. Like, we love Counter-Strike, the original. We love Counter-Strike Source. We like old Battlefield games. We like old Call of Duty, old Medal of Honor. We like Rainbow Six. We like Ghost Recon. Like we like military shooters. This is the same video they already showed, isn't it?
Last Man City is a game where you blast through the environment.
But like all the ones released from like.
So you're always on an office chair, and you also have.
I want to say like the last 10
so
years.
Wise, it sort of feels a bit like you're skating, but it's also most definitely a shooter.
And they just feel disorienting.
Does it lean
to
BR?
look
Is
at.
it more shooters? A mix of both? How's
We
that
don't
go?
understand why,
So
because
many
other
years,
shooters
there's
are
early,
fine.
like prototypes of the game. It was.
But we tried. We like Battlefield 6. People say Battlefield 6 is good, and like maybe it is, but like we tried looking at that game, and it's like.
But then as we like developed the game more, we found that we wanted to gravitate.
Yeah,
away from that.
it's just.
So we saw some limitations with the battle royale gameplay. Eventually, the game
Like
became more
our,
like
our eyes just glaze over from the movement and camera.
PvP shooter, more like a shooter.
And the same thing goes for Counter-Strike 2.
Super Smash Bros.
The same thing went for that alpha, whatever it was called.
There's like different maps. There's different modes also.
And it's like, we don't know.
We worked on the.
Are we
PvP
just old?
We also made a PvE mode.
Are we just old?
Which is more like.
No, because if we were just old, it would apply to other shooters too. It's only military shooters. It's the way they try to replicate like realism. It doesn't feel real.
The floors of an office building.
It
You have to
feels.
survive for a certain amount of time. There's more and
Bleh.
more enemies coming that become more numerous and more ridiculous as time goes by. There's mini bosses. There's main bosses. And you level up, you get power-ups.
I'm not even getting into the games that try to do the body cam look, which graphically look amazing. But like, it's even worse in the regard. It's like,
of course, new weapons.
what are you doing? Why does it give? And you know what's really strange?
That was one of my questions. So.
Kane and Lynch 2, Dog Days.
2000s aesthetic.
The entire gimmick of Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days was the game. The camera moves and looks as if a low-res camera is chasing the characters. Like a cameraman is running after the characters.
Those little
People hated that.
We all.
We liked that.
So eventually the game
We thought that was cool, immersive, and like made for a neat experience.
We also have
That
a lot
wasn't
of,
distracting for
like
us.
Counter-Strike players.
That wasn't disorienting
That's
for us.
definitely something that I think has
But the stuff
had
people
its
don't find disorienting,
Imagine
though, even though it's in the same
and you're listening to punk music,
approach,
you're playing
it
on
completely
Windows
just
computer.
doesn't work for us.
That's sort of the feeling that we wanna.
And we don't know.
want the game to have.
YouTube.com/gaming interview, was that actually the URL? Okay, what's this? Is this Steampunk Battlefield? Because you know what? That's pretty cool. Oh, this is actually really cool. Oh wait. Wait, do you just build one big thing? Yo! Okay, this isn't a Battlefield at all. This is Sea of Thieves. They made Sea of Thieves with massive mecha ships in a desert. Holy fuck, this is cool. Sand is a bad name, but Raiders of Sophie, that's a good name. March. Alright, yeah. Fuck yeah. Adding that to the wish list.
Talk about the Division interview. Of course, we weren't able to get a ton of new information, but they are working on a lot of different projects right now.
I don't know if I've ever talked to anyone else who has 26 years at a single company in gaming. So talking to him, he was, I was doing a bit of glazing because everything he said felt like a storytelling experience. And so we're talking about Survivors, and this is the kind of redone version of Division 1's original Survival. And so it's a snowstorm.
It's set in 1910?
Washington, D.C. And it's what he kind of also alluded to as like one of the original extraction shooter-esque like games. But yeah, you have to fight for survival out and weather the elements. He says it's really, really shaping up. And also original players of Survival are going to experience, he couldn't tell me everything, but they're going to get to experience, you know, remastered things and things that are updated from the original.
We don't give a fuck about the Division shit.
Tell me too much.
Y'all need to hear this. This is from the Sand Raiders of Sophie store page. An industrial alternate history of 1910. In their desperation, Galicians, citizens of a region within the Austro-Hungarian Empire, are returning to the desolate remains of the once rich world of Sophie, which is apparently a fallen planet, in order to uncover the hidden riches in the barren wastelands, and rectify historical injustices and claim what they believe rightfully theirs. Fuck yeah, that sounds amazing.
I can never represent it as, but you know, he realizes it's probably a mix of things. Like a lot of other games are doing extraction shooters with certain things here, but they've also had an image of where they want to be and where they want to go for quite some time now, and now they're finally getting to breathe that into existence slowly.
They also talked a little bit about Division 3, which when I say a little bit, I mean like a little bit.
He gave me a quote. He gave me a quote. He gave me a quote. Julian said this. He said, "It's shaping up to be a monster." And I said, I'm gonna clip that, Julian. Thank you very much.
I would say a highly anticipated game that they can't share a lot about, but we were excited just to hear that it's a monster, as much as people love these other games. Next up, we had
Imagine if Division 3 comes out, and it's like when Command and Conquer 4 came out, and Leo's completely changed the genre without telling anyone. People boot it up, and it's a fucking combat racing game.
Notorious Dev get to see what his game has truly become, and he was
AAA gaming could never do that today.
And then to see like an esport develop out of it was crazy. Not to go on too much of a tangent, but he still has that shooter DNA in him, and so this is kind of a mission-based shooter, might you, and you also play as law enforcement, but the goal is to complete a series of missions, and yeah, definitely remains true to the whole shooter Gooseman DNA.
It looks like Counter-Strike meets Payday, but you're the good guy. I mean, you're the law enforcement.
Then, speaking of Counter-Strike, we talked to a guy who was highly inspired by Counter-Strike, which is so cool to me to have in the showcase. Of like,
he couldn't even finish that sentence referring to police as good guys. You know what?
It's so ridiculous.
At least he's aware enough to realize that he couldn't do that.
Tony Hawk's Skater Pro, but replace the skates with chairs, and then
And give them all weapons.
and give them some guns. Why not?
The clips are going to be insane.
Yeah.
You're going to see some wild stuff come out of this game. The things people are going to be doing.
And they're still working on a lot when it comes
Sorry,
to PvP.
what did he say was gonna be insane?
They want it to be PvP based.
Because we heard clips, but that can't be it. And then we thought maybe it was clips.
But I think you can also
Also chaotic.
But what would clips be in this context?
round by round. So their unique feature in competitive balancing is it's the first player to win 5 rounds. But if you lose a round, you get a
Oh, like clips, like video clips. Oh god, that's embarrassing. We're a streamer. We should know that.
And by the end, it's going to be pretty
We
hectic.
will like
Of course, if everyone's taking their turn,
clip,
winning 3
as in
rounds, 4 rounds,
clipping,
whatever,
as in like collision with a wall.
to win that 5th
What?
round,
What?
you're going to have to beat some pretty high-powered people.
My favorite part of the interview is hearing him
That's
say
why we were like, no, that can't have been the word. It must have been something else.
Bros, the Call of Duty era. He just wanted to see people 360 no scope others and like made a game out
In
of it.
an
on
office chair.
chair.
And if you see the trailer, you'll see the agents or the characters, and you'll be like, "Oh, that looks like Counter-Strike," and he'll say, "Yep, that was kind of." We're all big
You just
Counter-Strike
know he
fans.
grew up on the quick scope montages, 360 trick shots.
Well, and I love the idea of like they're sitting brainstorming the game, and he's like, "I want to make a shooter, but what's our unique?"
Hold on.
Wait a second.
Hold on.
Guys, get in here.
You want to see a last man sitting 360 no scope?
You might want to sit down.
It'll make sense. Then finally, in the picture, we had Sand Raiders of Sophie. The developer is Holly Griff as well as Tower House, but the publisher is Tiny Build, who we're all very familiar with.
During the actual last man sitting part.
Desert World, honestly, it reminded me of another. I don't remember it.
there's-
They were like sailing in the desert in some other game, but this. My favorite part about this is that you could see them building your ship. You're like traversing the desert
It's kind
and
of like a
fighting
base
people.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah, base building your mech is like what really sold us on this. I mean, the rest looks good too, but that was like, okay.
It's very cool.
Rust on legs.
There's also normal gunplay too as well though, which I found. At first I was like, oh, it looks cool, but then I saw there were like normal guns too. So.
I like it's a.
I love the idea of someone being like,
where they were probably, I have to assume, fans of Rust or fans of different
I
types
wasn't sold until the normal guns came in.
in the desert.
That is like the funniest approach to a game like that. I mean, like,
I'm curious. We didn't see in the
valid though, but like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you.
That'd be the coolest part. If you raid their
like jump
base.
off of yours.
Pretty
on
sure
the,
you can take other people's bases. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, old school RuneScape, Dragon Wilds, and RuneScape. Okay. It's the RuneScape section.
This is the 25th year that Jagex has been making RuneScape at this point, which is extremely impressive.
Yep.
I know Jake and I have been playing it.
4 days ago, we believe, was the 25th anniversary of RuneScape 1.
We have Dragon Wilds.
The Trinity.
And if you don't know, old school RuneScape is actually a recreation of RuneScape 2, but it's just
This is my favorite part.
basically RuneScape evolved
Here, the first thing I saw was Jake on
within
his
itself.
laptop, RuneScape was pulled up next to Twitter. Like,
And the current version of RuneScape is technically RuneScape 3. And then they made old school RuneScape that was going back to RuneScape 2 and like sticking to that aesthetic and approach.
Because I knew you were going to lead into it. Anyway, Jagex has given us a variety of exclusives across all 3 games.
Okay,
We're
cool.
super happy to talk about
Okay, and we're excited for this, so let's hear.
Impressive things over the past year, I would say. They did Varlamore with Jake's favorite, the Gemstone Crab, just AFK there. It's awesome. Has the Delve with Doom.
These are such great monster designs.
Gridmaster this year, which was super fun. I played that one. They also added Sailing most recently, which
Ooh.
is the first new skill ever in old school RuneScape. Had a lot of back and forth. My favorite part about it is the fact that they listened to the community a lot with the release of it. The exclusive they gave us was this new logo reveal for the next league season.
Okay. Maybe we'll actually play this league, because we haven't been playing for a while now. Okay.
So that was League 6 Demonic Pacts, We don't know much more past that. Obviously, Leagues is a lot of fun, and probably the
You don't know what the League is?
time periods.
They might explain it actually. Wait.
Player peaks every time. So I imagine a lot of those WoW players are going to come back and be a part of that. Outside of that,
Okay, leagues are basically like
for a variety of reasons.
big reset moments of like, okay, everyone makes a new character, jumps in, and try to like do things together again. So it's like the best time to like start playing RuneScape if you've never played it before, if you never got into it, is to jump on during a league, because then like there's always people around doing all kinds of content, because that's the point of leagues. It's basically like re-experiencing everything again, and also getting new stuff as well.
Because right now the game, if you as an old school player log on, you're probably like, what is going on? Most of the time. So that's very cool. They also gave us the image of...
Yeah, this is RuneScape 3.
Which looks fire.
Isn't that beautiful? And
Which is just called RuneScape, because it's the current version of RuneScape.
Oh, man.
And then finally, we also had Dragon Wilds, which...
This is the new game that came out in early access last year.
Another incredible
game. We are big fans of...
We really want to play this, by the way. It looks so cool.
A ton of time on, so when RuneScape announced this, we were super stoked personally and played it. They're in early access.
This is only the second RuneScape game, technically, but like...
release and everything that's coming.
For those unaware, Dragon Wilds is the survival game inspired by RuneScape. And so being a big survival game guy and my love for RuneScape, it was kind of the mixing of both worlds.
Saying it's inspired is strange. The game is called RuneScape Dragon Wilds.
Access, still developing. They are aiming for that full release though. It's still a great game and getting better and better.
If you like games like Valheim or Enshrouded, I would say this is the kind of game
100%.
you would like to play, because it's just like that. You can spend a ton of time building your house and making it better and better. And then they're also adding iconic RuneScape things. Again, we talked about that with like the cube. It's cool to see a world you already love in another format.
The fresh twist.
Yeah. They already have released their roadmap, but we have a lot of cool stuff that is coming to the game that RuneScape players will recognize. New skills come out at each time, so fishing, prayer, agility. You're gonna get mithril armor, rune armor coming out. There's 3 new regions next year coming with the 1.0 update, like over time. And then we got the first look at Dowden Reach, which is their next region. You're gonna recognize these Black Knights, which look a lot scarier than from,
he's not gonna make it
from
to
RuneScape. If this is the Black Knight's fortress, it looks absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
We love the translation of the RuneScape, like the old school RuneScape art style into Dragon Wilds, because it still looks like the same world in some way.
I recognize from the RuneScape community.
RuneScape and Jagex has just turned 25 years old. And the recent year has actually been incredible. And what is to come over the course of 2026 and beyond is something that, as a player myself of RuneScape for 23 years, I am so excited. I mean, I think the game right now, old school RuneScape, is in the best place it's ever been. But Jagex as a company is turning into potentially being the best they have ever actually been. In 2025...
Oh, he's played as long as we have, actually. 2003 is when we started.
Such as Sailing, Barlamar, Royal Titans, a duo boss that came to the game. We actually also hit an all-time high player count since the game actually released over a decade ago. That is crazy. It's absolutely incredible. But that is not the end. We still have 2026 to come, and the things that are coming in 2026 are going to be crazy. We have the Blood Moon Rises. We'll be getting more info at the Winter Summit. The finale...
We don't really play RuneScape 3, so like...
Personally, the thing that
we don't have much to say about that one, but yeah.
Behind Raids 4. Now, Raids 4, I know nothing about right now, so I can't really say much, but that is the thing I am the most excited for and have been the most excited for years to come, as of right now. And if that is not everything, we have Leagues 6, and I know one thing about League 6, and that is League 6, Demonic Pacts. All I can say, that's all I know right now, but League 6 will be coming most likely in Q4 of 2026. Can't fact check that, I do not know, but that means League 6 may contain Blood Moon Rises and Raids 4 inside of whatever League 6 is going to be, and that is going to be incredible. As for RuneScape 3, I'm not a huge player or ambassador of RuneScape 3. I am more on the old school side, but there is a massive update that occurred earlier on that I was able to get behind, and so did all of the old school RuneScape community and basically anybody inside the community. and that was the removal of a microtransaction
Yeah.
called Treasure Hunter. And finally, RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I played it when it first came out with Ashenvale, I believe it was called. And
If you don't know, RuneScape 3,
recently have
the
played
current
that as
RuneScape,
well, and I have completed it. And Dragon Wilds
was basically just destroyed by monetization bullshit.
2026, Dragon Wilds will be fully
And
released to
Jagex actually was like, okay, yeah, no, y'all alright, we fucked up, and they pivoted away from it. We got rid of the worst stuff.
I cannot wait to see the expansion
That's
to
good.
the entire thing when we get the entire world, the entire universe of what's going on there. So far, the gameplay is incredible. Whoever's working behind that team, honestly, I feel Dragon Wilds, when it's released later this year, I don't know when, again, it's going to be a masterpiece when it's fully done. When you can start a new character, go through Ashenvale, go through Fell
You
Hollow,
didn't send a
and then
message?
go through the next
Did you post a link or something?
whatever level of different realms there's going to be, but you can still play it now.
Hold on, we're gonna check our moderation thingy.
As they release. Right now we have Ashenvale, we have Fell Hollow, and we will be getting another expansion.
Who took this guy's share? Yeah, we don't know why they didn't send. That's very strange.
Honestly, Jagex 25-year anniversary, the game, the company, everything. It's looking good, and I'm very, very excited for the future.
And if you guys haven't yet, make sure to go play RuneScape, one of the greatest games of all time.
Okay.
Next up, we have a group of 4 games, that being Darklight Survivor coming from Mirai & Co., Tape 101 coming from Serversa, and Unawake from Reality Art Studio, Nested Lands from 1M Bits Ford.
This is still going, yeah. It's a choice. How much is Dragon Wilds right now? We don't own Dragon Wilds, but we want to. We want to own Dragon Wilds. €30 for early access. That's not bad. The thing about games like this is that we really wish that more you have to go to bed? Alright, take care. We really wish more publishers would like release co-op games as like co-op packs, if that makes sense. Where it's like if your game is built around 4-player co-op, offer a pack where you can buy 4 copies of the game, 1 copy for yourself, 3 to send to people, for less than the cost of 4 copies. Because that's how you get people to like. Because like then if one person is interested, and they have 3 friends who might be like a little bit interested but not sold on it, you can like actually like be like, hey, but if we buy 4 copies together, it will be cheaper, and that's cool. But almost none of the games that we look at that we're interested in playing with other people like that have like co-op packs. It's a shame. Okay, what's this?
You smell like shite.
Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
Okay. Gotta be honest, that trailer did not really present the game well enough for us. We're still not entirely sure what that tried to be. Okay, what's this? Yeah, when's the jump scare coming? Why would I wishlist that? There was nothing there.
I struggle to become an aspect of courage, freedom, and honor. So much for the glory of angels. Let it in. Let it burn your flesh. Let it burn your soul.
Oh, not sure what we expected it to look like, but we did not expect it to look like this. Okay. This is interesting, actually. It looks almost like they're like the speed does not feel at all like other sword and sorcery fantasy games that are like first person. It almost feels like it feels a little bit like Dark Messiah, but faster. We dig it. It's cool. Okay, that jump scene should not have been included in the trailer. That looked very silly. Unawake. Okay. Maybe it'll end on your company logo.
We saw Darklight Survivor. Maybe one of the games we've seen that kind of blew our mind.
Unawake, huh?
Had top down, you had third person, and something else.
Oh, the instantaneous switch, of course, between top down and third person, but then the pixel art, being able to instantaneously
adapt to.
That's
it's
insane.
really sick.
Yeah, combining both those features, because you said it and I was like, wait, is that what it's doing? I had to.
Yeah, you can literally like just toggle it.
That's such a crazy.
My understanding.
Such a crazy feature.
So it's a game like a roguelike game.
Yeah.
And a little bit kind of like Vampire Survivors in the style of Megabunk. So you can either have the top-down view, first-person view, whatever you prefer, and you swap all the time. Sick.
I think it's interesting to think about the strategy element of that probably that comes into play, like when you're fighting certain things.
Yeah,
Maybe if you're seeing a boss
because
that
on
way.
the surface it seems like it's just like it's a personal preference thing, but it might actually have its place in like the gameplay loop. Like if you're in a certain situation, I should go top down.
Or maybe
real quick.
depending the skill that you use.
Yeah, because you may think that it's just like a gimmick for a different viewpoint or filter or whatever, but the idea that you could use it tactically as a gameplay mechanic too is really cool.
Aiming for early access in late Q1 of 2026. They already have a demo out that a lot of people have played, and we've said this a lot of times. One of my favorite parts about these devs already is that they have listened to their players who have played the demo. They made it a point to tell us, like, we've made 6 patches in the demo based on player feedback, and I think that's super important, especially for a game that looks as good as this, because it can be a lot of fun. You know, roguelike survival with mechanics we've never seen before, as far as I'm aware, so it should be fun. Next up, we had Tape 101, a game that's probably too scary for Jake to play. If I had to,
I had to literally cradle him while we were watching that. I thought he was gonna.
All these
cry.
things are true. Yeah, you guys know me so well.
What I appreciated about it is it's not a jump scare game.
Yeah, they've stressed they don't want to do jump scares. It's specifically psychological mind melty, unnerving horror.
You will not
In
have
that case, the trailer did even worse job selling itself, because that is not the impression we got from that.
Jump scares in it would say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no jump scares.
Yeah, there's.
You said they sound like my chat anytime I play a scary game. No,
I feel like you just have trust issues because of unresolved problems.
You're 20 hours in. That's when you're gonna finally see the jump scare, and it's gonna be one big gotcha.
Honestly, I would kind of respect them for doing
That
that.
would be awesome. I was definitely unnerved by just the music, whatever's going on in the background. They did a great job.
But there's cool little twists to the backgrounds
It
too,
kind
right?
of feels at times that you're also hallucinating because of like the camera.
Well, it's
angle.
like video camera, and
Yeah.
you were in an RC car during certain points, like exploring it. We had nested lands as well. It's a village in survival, like village management in survival type of game, where obviously very medieval. A lot of, I mean, what was the last shot? Like throwing bodies on a fire?
Yeah. Bring out your dad. I will say, I love management games. I love management games and sim games, village management sim games. Like this is right up my alley.
This feels like Manor Lords meets survival. So it has a different viewpoint, and you got to take care of not just yourself, but everyone around you.
If you don't, your entire village is just gonna be.
Yeah, they even show you the burning
Burn
bodies. Like, yeah, sorry, you lost some of your peeps.
Yep.
Better make
Done.
better decisions.
What I liked was seeing the blend of like, obviously you're playing as this person and you have to survive, and he was like hunting stuff and like that. But I imagine you're also recruiting people for your settlement as like the king, and then you have to like choose who to recruit and build on a village.
Initially, it may start with you doing the micromanagement, but you eventually can assign villagers to go do the forage, go
Kind of like
hunting.
in Power World, how your pals become your workers without a wage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then finally we had Unawake, a game, a first-person action game, mixed kind of a little bit of fantasy. You're battling hordes with melee, ranged weapons. It's hack and slash. It's roguelike. Looks like kind of like a Doom Skyrim to me.
I mean, honestly, the art direction was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, those environments, you see them, and it's just.
It's very pretty.
No, but something about it, I don't even know if I have a comparison. For some reason in the back of my mind, this probably won't make it. Mordor-esque, like, it just looked really good.
Yeah, Mordor.
Very dark version of Mordor, but
the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's
That's like
a bummer version of hell.
Some notes they gave us: expected to launch early access late 2026 as well. They are designing the game to be moddable after release, which I think is really cool.
Recording this must have sucked.
It's a central
Like they seem to be all be good friends and be getting along. We don't mean that. Like that's great. But like,
So expect a skill forest instead of a
it's
skill
just
tree.
so. It's like
complexity, lots
it's
of
basically
interlocking
they're just like sitting there having to read a bunch of press releases in a row.
And like, okay, how can I specialize in this?
And
dude, I'm doing this all day. Just
then they have to like improvise on top of it, and
one more time. Just show me the yeah.
like it just seems
and the fact that
not
it's moddable, I
fun.
would love to see the direction that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, there's so much potential. You could have modders come in, do additional levels, boss fights, romance. Unironically, you could add.
Like
that
at
if you
least
want.
us like have reacted to this. We can have moments where we are sitting silent.
Well, with that attitude,
Like
yeah. But maybe with romance,
Love
it wouldn't
can
be so
exi-
dark.
love can exist anywhere.
A mod could brighten the world up a little bit.
Next up, we have a very exciting segment
Okay.
where we actually got to sit down with the executive producer over all of the Warhammer 40K series, as I understand it, Anatoly Shestov.
My enemies from within. My enemies from without. My enemies from beyond.
Imagine you're playing inside Warhammer universe by the guys who can't use the army, who need to find this particular person in charge of bad things to make Imperium stand for one more day before grumbling to dust. That's basically how I would describe it. Just imagine the true Warhammerish stories where no choices are good, but you don't have an option to go away. You need to get your hands dirty, and it's just a matter of how precisely you will achieve this. One of the most significant changes that any player would experience compared to the Rogue Trader would be more stakes, more value in a surrounding, in any environment that you're playing with. The covers, the line of sights, we read how they are calculated, how they are working, and how much benefit they providing to the party. So it's basically would be more playing around the environment. We abandoned the step up mechanics. So if you're ending your turn behind some wall, you are behind some wall. There won't be like one circle around you that allows you to step up of this cover and to shoot at anything. If you so the place where you start your turn, the place where you're ending your turn would be more significant. Other thing is role-playing model. There are way more roles being made inside the combat.
Oh, they really should have asked the studios taking part in this to like. They should have told them how long the interview segments are, so that they could provide footage that actually matches it. And if they don't have enough footage to show, they can really show like key art and like concept art, like stuff like that. You know, like
almost all of the combats in the game.
It's very awkward the way it's been made.
Ways to finish them. Not just killing all of your enemies. We are allowing player to target specific parts of the body of the enemies, and by doing this we're allowing to make your opponent lose an option to move or lose an option to use abilities. There are different ways how you can tactically approach your desire, your design of how to proceed with the combat. And of course there is a whole new subsystem that came on a change of the momentum. This is a morale system. Momentum was a party based, and you spend it to activate some heroic moments of your companions. For the Dark Heresy, we feel it need to be more intimate, more personal, and not just for your party. We are not just telling a story through the environment or the words of in a dialogue. No, we're actually making cases. We're actually making the culprits. We're actually collecting and interpreting evidence and discussing them with your retinue and analyzing them and making conclusions. There are some other mighty forces inside the scintilla because you're not playing in a vacuum and you need to struggle for power, but most of the time you are playing as a person in charge, as a person that have authority, and the person who need to make hard choices. One of the most significant ways of the influence of a story for Dark Heresy would be your decision of which case is more important. For example, there is under Spire slums, and this is a toxic waste, and the level of the toxic sea is growing. And if you're going there as a first place, there will be toxic waste somewhere nearby, and there will be people getting ready to be consumed by the toxic waste. But if you are going there late stage, there will be actual toxic sea, and you will be playing around it. There will be changes in the geometry, and changes in the combat encounters of how they are playing, changes in the narrative behind this, and changing based on the timings, how you decided how you approach this.
To venture forth into darkness and bring the light of the Emperor to the uncharted void. All must be cleansed in his name.
Is there anything you can tell us about like new factions, new notable characters, or iconic Warhammer 40k lore?
There would be Treason. I don't know, most iconic thing that you can potentially name and encounter as a rogue trader is a Treason. It would be some interesting takes on Astra Militarum. I won't share specifics not to spoil the fun, but it would be there, and there would be some
it's still going
systems Like
Currently in Warhammer 40k
able to replace some parts of the
territory,
with,
and we have like nothing to say about it
Imperial
because
technology. There
we
will be
haven't
some
been into the Warhammer 40k stuff
story
since
of the world behind the main road of the Inquisitor Kal Kassar's shenanigans. Let's say it like this: it would be some interesting dive on a past of the
a long time ago.
Colossus dynasty, even further than Theodora. There would be some new takes on how dangerous wildlife can
We
be.
don't understand the decision to make this
Definitely
long.
we will provide for the player.
We don't think the New Game Plus showcase is gonna survive into a second
The Treason Vaults. Some
year.
collections of a pretty wild.
Actually, you know, we wonder what's the chat saying?
Necron, of course. This is a Rogue Trader story, and Rogue Trader is kind of part of his void ship. So there
How
would
do you
be
get the
some,
chat?
expanding of the
How
void
do you
ship,
live chat?
some new places to
Witcher
visit,
3 new DLC plays. When Half-Life 3 mode, please answer.
the new companion.
Crimson Desert is better than Witcher 3.
Unique mechanics inside it. It would be the general system of augmentations provided.
Runtime 14 hours.
If you always wanted to replace the limbs of the Heinrichs with some like pretty adamant ones, you will have such an option. Not just Iron Hands from the Biomancy, but the real Iron Hands. Yes, that's an option. It's the first DLC that allows us to expand the late game parts of the Rogue Trader and expand it not mechanically.
Wow, this chat is
100% of the different aspects of the game.
Let's first talk about the new DLC for Rogue Trader.
Actually, I'm gonna interrupt you. Can you tell people generally, basic bitches like Jake, can you explain Warhammer 40k as general? Like what's the playthrough about?
We actually asked Anatoly to describe all of this for people not familiar with
Sorry,
Warhammer.
just show the games. We don't care about the buzzwords. You're propagandizing.
The guys who can't use the army
You're
to need
You're
to find this particular person
what?
in charge of bad things.
Sorry, this chat is amazing.
Imperium stand for one more day before grumbling to dust. That's basically how I would describe
We're
it.
gonna have to shut up.
There's a new companion.
It's the funniest part.
And there's also, this companion has unique mechanics. And
They're also doing things like new environments. They're revisiting previous environments and then overhauling them. They're altering and they're changing, not to get too specific, but they're changing things about the late game to extend that roadway. This DLC alone offers 12 to 15 hours of additional content. Like, there's a lot of meat on the bone.
so I'm very happy. I was extremely happy when he said that, yes, this game is going to be fully voice acted. And I'm really excited because it helps people to, you know, have
Holy
like
shit,
this
we thought we were down on this showcase. We were starting to feel bad for them.
feel, especially in a world that's so heavy and difficult.
Dark even at times.
Yes.
But to be clear, Dark Heresy is not, it's not like a sequel to Rogue Trader. It's
Yes,
a
it's
separate
a
system.
separate-
It works different mechanically. There's different things going on.
Wow.
But my understanding, and speaking with Anatoly, was that it's going to be a very narrative focus. That's the primary concern. Not that Rogue Trader was not a focus, but that's where a lot of the effort is going with the voice.
Crimson Desert is confirmed to appear, we suppose.
Narrative is like the central component.
One of the things that I really enjoyed that he mentioned was
THQ is here? Okay.
enemies' specific body parts to sever them during fight.
That was the coolest part that I'd seen.
So it's really nice because if they have like a they're very fast. So you want to target their legs to cripple them and so on. Not only that, but you know how sometimes you get into a very awkward situation where you're
We don't understand this chat at all. It's like a mystery. Why are they talking about Prince of Persia?
being dead in the battlefield. He's still trying his best. That's not.
Jake was a Prince of Persia. Jake Gyllenhaal was a Prince of Persia in the
They can.
Prince of Persia movie.
negotiate their way out of this, and it's up to you to decide what happens.
Yeah, hearing all those combat options was the coolest thing to hear him talk about. Like, you can render your opponent useless in whatever different limb you want to actually target, but you can also make them blind. There's so many different unique features to the combat.
She needs a stylist? Sorry, now we actually gotta do this.
But it sounds really
She's literally the only one
Describe how
on
team
the couch
wanted to
that
revisit
looks like
some of those
she
things that
has
were
a
taken with random
stylist.
NPCs, like
The fuck
concept
are
of just an
you
enemy
on
fight
about?
until all the enemies are dead, and that's it. But the team went back and was like, that doesn't like necessarily make sense. Like sometimes the guy would be like, you just blew his head off, you just exploded that guy.
Yeah,
I'm covered in John, you know, like I'm gonna run away now.
All right.
And that just makes sense.
We're done with the chat now. That was fun.
It's lovely.
Question for the group.
That was the high point of the
I
stream.
want to spin off of this. How do you play these games? Like, okay, now we
We're
know
still
that
in
you
Warhammer?
pull
Okay.
their arm off. You can maim them and they will surrender. Maybe
We know how she's gonna
so,
play it.
So the choice, like,
Make it as miserable as
Yeah.
possible.
Let me take one arm and then feed him that arm while I take off the other arm. Oh, are you surrendering? I can't hear what you're saying.
Too late.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We're gonna take some time to read some Guild Wars novelizations.
Exciting about this game, and I cannot wait.
Are you coming? She said.
I hope you guys
I was serious about that nap,
are
said
as
Dougal.
excited as I am for this one.
I still need something from the bazaar, said Riona. To Dougal, she said, can we leave you alone for more than 5 minutes? Maybe, said Dougal. If the rest of the world would stop bearing me up long enough so I can get some sleep.
next up, a few games I would consider kind of couch co-op games that I would.
Yeah,
have
this is
fun
from 2010.
playing with people like at a party or with my family.
Wait, this predates Guild Wars 2
like
then?
in Xbox Game Studios. We have Sprint City from Double Dutch Games. These are the creators.
What's the other
of
novel
Speedrunner
written?
And Dinch Attack, coming from Undercoders.
Wait, no, GuildWars2.com. Wait, what?
I would describe this as a
Sorry, now we're interested in our own
entry into the brawler
books
space,
that we happen to
somebody who
own.
tends to play a lot of RPGs and MMOs, so I have a lot of brain space and like I want to make.
Yeah, this one's from 2011.
A little less so, and like how do I actually dodge and get out of things and find my openings early on? I
2010,
was
okay,
able to
yeah.
try and compensate for that.
Yes,
by
this is the Guild Wars 2 novel.
finding
This is the
nice
Guild Wars
little
1 novel.
pieces to put together.
The original
to really
stories,
build,
but
my brawler skill set in. And I find myself kind of going back and forth as we play test between like, oh, I'm finding something that's a little
the
difficult.
more modern. Wait, Jeff Grubb wrote this?
More to tweak things, or like, is there a different skill that I should pick up for this particular encounter, and then be able to go dive right back in.
Sorry, what are you doing now? Oh, cool, I'll beat him up.
Which is currently sequestered away on the Belfry, which is McLaren's background over there. It's a tower that was set up for mysterious
Oh,
purposes.
this is Towerborn, right?
Turned out to be a pretty good haven for folks after the fall of their stronghold, the City of
Cool game.
Numbers. The player is helping humanity as they
The
can,
interviews really should have been something they left as like.
battling the beastkin that have
Check out
risen
interviews on our YouTube account
incredibly
after the show
while
because, like,
ultimately attempting to find out why
they're probably
these
interesting
numbers fall.
if you're already invested in the games, but they're not gonna get you interested if you aren't already interested, which is like the point of the showcase. We feel at least, but yeah.
Diablo style RPG gear sort of.
You know what's
system.
fascinating about these Guild Wars
a lot of
books?
time over the last 6 months
So, like-
or so, taking a ton of feedback from our players.
This is the
So
first
we're
one.
gonna hone
This is the
that-
second one.
That particular system.
The
So players
first
will be
one
able to pick
on the
one of the four
spine
classes
says
that we have.
Pocket Star Books
they'll see a whole
Media
new set
tie-in.
of skills. They'll find
But
a
the
whole bunch
second
of
one
new
says
equipment.
Pocket Star Books
And the
Fiction.
idea should be that they
Why are these classified as two different
feel like
genres?
One of several heroes going in and just beating a bunch
strange.
of awesome monsters. We've tried to add new enemies, new lieutenants, and new bosses. I think people.
Also,
are
they
gonna
slightly changed the logo.
quite the adventure as they go into.
But
the
only
updates.
they only made it slightly less
Has
bold.
always tried to be player first. When we decided to do
Interesting.
early access for Towerborn, a lot of that was born out of we had a vision of trying to evolve the brawler into something.
Sorry, we love like video game novelization thingies. We find them so fascinating.
Taking different routes.
We have a bunch of them.
Taking kind of the roguelite route.
We have the Final Fantasy
we wanted to kind of expand it to more like the
1, 2, and 3 novelizations here.
And in order to do that, early access was very, very
We
important.
have Doom 3 up there. We have the Elder Scrolls books somewhere.
Simultaneously, we didn't want to be caught in early access limbo, right? Like, I'm sure this is the kind of things that you would love to talk about. I love to talk about them too. How do you not stay in early access for 7 years? Our intent and purpose was we need to come out of early access solid. And there is a certain point where you just collect everything. Most of the feedback that's coming in either kind of falls into an existing category. Hey, a lot of people have said this thing, you know, maybe you might get something new, but you look at it and you're like, yes, it's new, but it's not reaching the, you know, kind of urgency that some of these other things are. We have a good list of things now. This is kind of what the players have told us. We need to really deliver on that. And the best way we can deliver on that is just, you know, put your head down, focus, and create an experience that I believe is worthy of coming out of early access, that people should look at that and say like, oh, okay, I see why you did it. Absolutely was worth it. I can see a clear night and day difference between what is in live right now and what I am receiving when you go into the 1.0.
One of the big pieces was that folks were big fans of certain pieces of actual gear that you would earn through the game. But there was no cosmetic version of that, and so you had to make the choice of like, do I want to look good, or do I want to look a little janky but more powerful? And so we added the ability to be able to create a cosmetic version of the gear that you earn through writs, which are earned through completing adventures.
And so the idea initially with Towerborn was we just want to make a fun beat 'em up with a light story in the background. We weren't really going to lean into kind of the stoic narrative strength that we have, and we just kind of wanted to take a bit of a breather. And we had expected perhaps
They really went from one. They went from 2 interviews into a 3rd interview.
and be okay with
Like,
it. But it turned out a lot of people were like,
We don't understand the mindset behind this.
you know, we actually really want to know what's
Like,
going
it's their first year, so you want to be kind, right? Like, it's their first year, like,
amount of time and resource to put
but
a
they
narrative,
have decades of video game showcases to refer to, and their entire promotion was them boasting about how they wouldn't be
there will be resolution, and so
like shitty like other showcases are.
12 to 20-ish hour story arc now in the game that that players can look forward to and feel like there's a resolution to the Towerborn.
Why does it say new game twice at the end of those screens? And why is it new _ game? Oh hey. This is a cool game that we saw on the showcases last month. That's the other thing. You market it as like, we're not like the other showcases, and then you have games that were showed on the other showcases less than a month ago.
But our studio is heavily influenced by arcade classics, Japanese culture, and extreme sports games. And Dem's Attack is our dream project, a step forward for the studio combining everything we love.
This game is so cool.
In Dem's Attack, you'll discover a not-so-distant future Japan in which local railways have been abandoned and are now used by underground gangs to compete in illegal contests of train acrobatics. You'll have to rack up points by chaining tricks, explore huge levels, race against rival crews, and uncover a wild story as you travel through Japan taking the railways back. We are making a game that is not just about what you do, but how you do it. It's expressive, stylish, and totally up to you. From our first trips in the late 90s, we've been obsessed by traveling across Japan by train and being able to dive into the local culture, getting to know the architecture, the landscapes, the folklore, and we're always captivated by the sheer contrast of their peaceful countryside and the high energy of its huge cities, which somehow feels connected and part of the same cultural rhythm. It's a never-ending source of inspiration that has been fueling our creative energy throughout all the years and has now materialized in Dem's Attack. On your adventure, you'll find a variety of challenges to move forward. from trip park arenas to compete for high scores to objective-based exploration levels and even racing circuits.
The world is packed with a bunch of unique characters from different gangs and personalities that you will have to face on your journey through Japan. And with every new challenge, you will grow as a Densho attacker and further add to the chaos. We've handcrafted every stage from the ground up.
We have Ganguro stuff. Okay.
Every landscape different but recognizable. You will go really fast, but if you look closely, you'll catch references to every corner of Japanese culture.
You'll be fighting wild boss battles against gang leaders, which will test everything that you've learned. These are always full of surprises. You'll never know what secret technique your rival hides, so you'll have to get creative to overcome them with your train. They're a mix of spectacle, personality, and challenge that one could expect for an anime-style showdown made game. Densho Attack is a love letter to anime, skate games, and Japan's iconic train system. If you like Jet Set Radio, Tony Hawk, or Densho to Go, you can't miss this train. Pun intended.
Wishlist now. We can wait to show
Like,
you.
we get exactly why he's at it, but like, let's be real, Densho to Go is not exactly like this, is it?
Welcome to Densho Attack. It's the best game in the world. See us.
Okay, this dev team is charming.
Hello, hello. Wishlist now. Wishlist now. We can share. Wishlist now. We can't wait to show you more.
Free access for friends. Okay. So is it like speedrunners too? Sprint City, okay. So yes, basically.
I talked to McLaren and Shayna, and they were awesome and very chatty about their game, and for all good reasons. They were an early access game. It's they want to focus more on the RPG side of things, but technically speaking,
What else kind of fun shit do we have on the
like
shelf?
you said, meant to
Kind
be.
of like Castle Crashers.
Yeah, that is definitely the most common comparison they get, but
We have the collected works of H.G. Wells.
early access game now going to full release. So this is their big update to justify.
This book cost
the full release, but it was already
£20.
Definitely justified.
Thank you, Mouth.
Upon full release, we're looking at 170
When did
plus
this come out?
missions. What they say is probably around 20 plus hours of content, and they also want to focus on these builds, which lead to an ultimate replayability. So
You don't know, this is not a complete collection. That would make no sense. It's the classic collection, so it's five
I'm being
novels.
told it
but-
will be extremely difficult, but the game is meant to be replayed plenty with you focusing on what builds you actually want as you play through it all.
There's definitely a huge market for co-op couch gaming right now in a world of like online multiplayer. I feel like that's kind of a lost art. You saw success in games like Split Fiction, stuff like that.
Yeah,
For those of
£20 could get you a this thick of a book
I relate to.
back in 2010.
I actually played this
That
game
wouldn't
by
happen today.
myself every time I have played it, and I still had a blast.
And for those who haven't checked out the original, with this big update though, also introducing a new biome. You have new bosses. The enemies you fight against have new styles of combat. So they are really introducing a full.
Yeah, we got
game
this
that was
because
already pretty fleshed out to begin with. But
we
they're
love the
wanting
War of
you to be
Worlds,
like,
the
okay,
original story.
This is technically a new game. So for those who are expected to
that's just
stumble
a
across
gift.
this, you are getting a brand new side scroller with so much replayability.
And it's another situation where they took a ton of feedback from early access.
Yes.
I really like the spine.
Again, we've
The
said it
spine has a Martian tripod.
feedback
on it.
because those are their diehards, and they have definitely done that.
Next up, we had Densho Attack.
I like Train.
I love
You tried to steal it from me, but I was taking that.
I love
Who doesn't like trains?
That's still talking, huh?
This is my favorite Japan-inspired game ever.
I had seen this game before, but I didn't really understand what it even was. But now I understand what it is, the inspirations. Like, it makes sense. As weird as it is to say that an acrobatic train game makes sense to me, it makes sense now.
Yeah, because we were talking, what, like Temple...
That is a game for the new generation.
Like
yes.
Temple Runner X... like TikTok.
Yeah, you
Slack.
see it's under a Joe Rogan clip on TikTok, like to keep people's attention.
But in the best of way, because also I love doing this kind of format because you see a different side of those devs. Like they went out of their way to send us that stuff, and we get to see a different side of them, and to see and connect to the faces behind it and see their enthusiasm.
They're
kinda,
so fun.
Yeah.
How could they not make a fun game?
Yeah.
It's impossible.
The boss, the mecha train
The mecha
thing.
train
and, like,
boss
But
is
when I
sick.
heard there's gonna be a boss fight
Yeah.
in the train acrobatics game, I was like,
At first
But it
glance,
works.
you're like, what is this? And then you realize you see more of it.
I
You're
can't
wow,
wait
there's
to
a
know
lot
the
more to this.
storyline.
Exactly. So it seems fun and engaging, and then there's like, oh, there's a story behind this.
And
you're
there's
like,
real
okay.
bosses
and real inspirations. Like
So
they,
it's a
they
soul-
show you what has actually inspired
Jesus
them to
fucking
make
Christ,
this
these
Japanese
sections
style.
are so bad.
I think.
Lovely. Train out of 10.
Next up in that group, we had Sprint City. That is coming from Double Dutch, which was the creators of Speedrunners, which is another very popular, couch game that people have played for a very long time. They have Speedrunners 2 already coming
Found
out.
our
This is a whole different
copy of Tomb Raider 2013.
same creators.
This looks like a game that, in a good way, would really piss me off to lose to other people.
It looks
Came
like
with
I would
like it.
It looks like one of those side scrollers that I would fall so far behind where you can't even see the others, and it just kind of leaves you
Oh,
real
no, no, no.
the
upset.
first jump, and you're like, I'm gonna get it
Turn the
eventually.
console off.
Get a bigger
Start over.
Get a bigger TV so I can see
It
where
came
they're
with
at.
a
me, Sprint City is the game
protective survival
You are
pouch.
over at like a party. It's like the Super Smash Bros. Effect.
Yes, yes.
It's like we've played a round of Pong or something, and now we want to play a video game together. We're gonna go play this, and people are gonna get pissed, and Jake and Rob are gonna get in a fist fight probably, and like.
He doesn't want that.
And who do you think
Did
is
you
gonna win
guys
that
ever
fist
play?
fight?
We already had this
Who do you
debate,
think
right?
would win that fit? Just look at the size of the feet. Pretty close, aren't? Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Overcooked with your families?
I did not, but I've watched people, and I've seen it ruin relationships. I feel like.
It can. It's the ultimate test of communication. In this case, my understanding is the game is much more competitive, where you're playing against your friends, you're not really working together. But yeah. These types of games, I just.
It's momentum based. It's Sprint City, literally, in like speedrunners. And so
I don't think it's ever
I feel
been
like it's
open
one of those
before.
Games, it's also probably very satisfying to be good at.
Yeah,
to be
it's a
like-
pouch.
But you can't be too good.
Once you're hitting all the
Yeah,
the
but you
proper
can't
places.
be too good or your friends won't play with you.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. The Eternal Life of Goldman, Dusk Fade, and Core Keeper. Okay.
This is going to be Eternal Life of
Please no
Goldman
more
from
interviews.
We Abbey Studio and THQ Nordic. We have Dust Fade from Weird Beluga in Fireshine, and another Fireshine game with Pugstorm called Core Keeper.
What do you mean?
What?
What do you mean he smashed?
What do you think? He fell from a great height.
Yeah, but he couldn't have... did he really die?
I imagine he was crushed to a pulp. Do you think they'll ever find his body?
Mom!
Okay. I was just making sure you were paying attention.
Okay, so this is clearly like inspired by DuckTales, the NES games. Like the Kane pogo stick stuff. Interesting game. Okay, it's a farming game. A farming game, action RPG thingy, a la Rune Factory or other things. This trailer is well edited, which the fact that I have to say that 3 hours into the stream because it stands out from other things is unfortunate.
Do you want to die?
Really?
Okay. Kind of a Kingdom Hearts as feeling game. It seems with like the combat mechanics. Maybe. Maybe not. No. We stand by what we said. It feels Kingdom Heartsy. It's funny we went from the first trailer that made us go, wow, this is a well-edited trailer, to just raw gameplay footage, unedited.
Surprise!
Okay, never mind. You faded. So what's the thing on, what's the D-pad thing in the lower left?
You can't turn back time, my star. It'll be different, but you'll both be okay.
Okay, yeah, this is Kingdom Hearts inspired as hell. Okay. Even runs like the Shane. God, that might actually be so close that Square Enix might take issue with it. Like, it's technically not a key, but you know, neither is the Keyblade really in terms of like every part except the. Oh, it's meant to be. Oh.
Style is crazy. I love the hand-drawn vibe.
It's a clock hand.
It looks like those classic.
It looks so good.
Classic animation.
It gives me also Cuphead too.
Cuphead, it's like Cuphead, Hollow Knight.
Oh.
So they've had a previous trailer that
What was
was
it
very
called?
unsettling because the narrative,
Yes.
the narration went.
Oh, I forgot what it was called.
Happy, and then it got really
to, like dark and scary. This one, it was much more.
I miss the murder
lighter-hearted,
vibes.
but like it works. I'm so
You know what?
excited.
Okay, we're gonna go on Steam.
It seems like an emotional.
We're gonna search
game.
Kingdom
I feel
Hearts,
like people are gonna get tied
and we'll
to,
see
like you
if
said,
this
Hollow
game
Knight. What was it,
shows up in the
Celeste,
recommended
sort of,
relevance list.
I mean, game of the year. I don't know.
Whoa!
As people like to say about indie games.
Doesn't seem like
We
it.
have a free demo launching in February, actually, so people can actually try it.
I love the narration, and I can't wait to see more behind it.
Like we touched on, I think it's one of those games that people will play because it's like a challenging platformer, side-scroller type game. and then
No, it does not. Need to get on the SEO stuff. Developer of game we don't remember the name of.
Tell you much in the trailer,
and
and
then they're
like,
gonna emotionally destroy.
Yeah, and it seems very dark, and you're like, well, why?
And hopefully sets you up perfect for a sequel.
Yeah. Oh, you never know.
Hand painted as well, hand drawn.
I don't even know how you do that though. Like, how do you hand draw a game? That's crazy.
See, hopefully next year we have
people
a few...
more talented than us. This is why we're sitting here. And
I'm like, where are the
doing that.
frames at? What do you?
That's one of the games that would be really cool to go do a dive
Dusk
on
Fade
in the studio.
was the name of the
I wanna
game.
Just
see
to
you
see,
do
I want
that.
to see
Add
what
to wish list.
costs.
Oh, there's a demo out. Nice.
Come and see.
We'll go.
We will fly there. I promise.
Next up, then we had Core Keeper, a game that you two especially are very familiar with.
I
We
keep
have an
looking
update
at our
coming where
Tomb
we're
Raider
going to be able to have a massive update, with the
survival
new biome on
edition.
January 28th.
See what was in
There's a
this
new
thing.
boss, there's next gen weapons and armor, whole new stuff.
Yeah. I play this.
Apparently we got 10 bonus tracks from the soundtrack.
One of our couple
Okay.
of games, and I love
And
it. So
we
seeing
got
content is crazy.
Hitman Absolution weapons.
by myself.
Okay.
I started playing it, and suddenly I had
Manual.
over 100 hours in this game. I wish I could show off my base. It
Yeah,
was
I thought I was doing well. I mentioned it to Lua that I played Core Keeper, and I felt pretty good about where it was. And then she-
Multiplayer,
this,
Hitman Absolution Pack,
It's
something.
a great game. I had a lot of fun. It's one of these games you start, and suddenly you spent a week playing
Oh,
it.
you will lose yourself.
Yeah.
The other night we stayed up till 1 a.m. playing it when we meant to play till 11, and it's just because.
It's good.
Yeah, it's just one more run through the mines. I'll be right back.
How would you like define this game to someone who hasn't seen it?
This game came with like a map or something.
Stardew
didn't it?
Valley kind of meets Terraria, but it's like
Oh yeah,
procedurally
what would a map be
player
of?
co-op, so you can play with all of your friends, unless you have way more friends than me.
It's an art book.
And it's just every run is going to be different because it's all based on seeds, so you can have different save files for different friends and pairings. It's really cool.
You can actually use your same character in different save files.
Laura's
So if you're
girlfriend.
playing by yourself or in your friend's server, you can use the same character, or you can make a new character for their server. So it's kind of like you can visit their home.
And boss fights. I forgot about that.
Oh, the boss fights are so good.
Stardew Valley, more combat focused, but also co-op and boss fights.
So different boss fights have different mechanics. The boss system in this game is actually excellent. I have killed, I think, all of the bosses on the game as of right now, so I can't wait for the update, for the new stuff.
For a new one.
Then finally in that section we had Dusk Fade from Weird Beluga and
That's the
Fireshine.
one right there. That's the one.
They say it is a
The
love
art book
letter
sucks,
to the golden
honestly.
era of 3D action platforming like Jak and Daxter.
Knowing so much about this game's development now, it's like, wow, they're not showing anything interesting, are they?
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and then there's boss fights.
Almost
with
only key
dodges
art and like
health bar, so therefore it is a soul.
very
And you saw
late
so many different environments,
concept
too.
art.
Well, you know, like some games, you see the gameplay and
She's
you're
about
just.
to lose her mind.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you see some gameplay and you just, like, you know it's gonna feel good in the
Yeah, you
hand.
can tell by watching somebody else play that feels so
Yeah,
good. There's so
somebody-
much dopamine being
And then you
released.
actually play it and you get destroyed.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not that good, but I will get there. It looks very good.
It's like cute. It looks like a fun game, like you would let your kids play as well.
Is it like a good combination of all that? You even saw like a little bit of Kingdom Hearts there, a little bit.
Yes,
definitely a good
I can
mix.
see that.
You know, he's grabbing
Yeah, the sword.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the devs describe a game as a love letter to a certain genre or to other games and are not afraid to embrace that,
Double-sided island map and poster. You probably had the poster somewhere else then.
Confidence there, like
It
I
was
know
not
what I
in the
have.
box.
And respect. So I can call it a love letter because I know when they see it, they're gonna feel the same way.
That's good. That's well said.
Next up, we have Shadow of the Road coming from Owlcat as well, with Another Angle Games being the dev. There is Starfinder from Epic Tellers, as well as Gallipoli from Black Mill Games.
Citizens of Nippon,
Okay.
a new dawn rises upon your land. Through progress and technology, we bring prosperity to all. Your nation ripples with mutiny.
What was it called? Gallipoli? Is that what it was called?
Peace demands the sacrifice of those that
We have another Tomb Raider Collector's Edition here. We have the Anniversary Collector's Edition.
Emperor Mutsuhito. We will
Which came with, well, really, all it really came with was a DVD with, like, bonus content.
into a brighter tomorrow. For peace. For progress. For the Empire.
This is Ricard Pillosu, and I am the co-founder at Epic Tellers Entertainment. I'm here to tell you about our first game, Starfinder Afterlight, licensed from Paizo.
Okay.
At its core, Starfinder Afterlight is a party-based RPG in a universe that mixes technology and magic. We focus on creating great storytelling
Starfinder.
inspired by movies like Guardians of the Galaxy or shows like Firefly.
I'm gonna ask Blood now, Kickstarter, okay.
While in the game,
Starfighter, is that an existing TTRPG system?
Sterling.
The name sounds familiar.
So you give orders? Naughty.
Yes, it is. So this is based on Starfinder 2nd Edition then.
Our game will have full voiceover.
What was called Starfinder
Is the main way to introduce
Afterlife. Yeah, yeah, it is. Okay, cool. It's always nice seeing a TTRPG that hasn't had a video game yet, that we know of, get its first video game adaptation. That's cool. This video game footage is not necessarily the most exciting thing, but will be it.
If you have the sudden weird feeling of being naked, it's Lou. Her gaze is like an X-ray machine. By the looks on her face, she either thinks you're a joke, or it's her favorite song playing.
That was our narrator, Roger Clark, known from the Red Dead Redemption series, giving the right space western feeling we're looking for in the game.
Yeah, sorry to ruin happy hour for you, but I have bad news about the big one and the runt. Don't worry, I promise not to say I told you so.
Lou here is referring to Tycho and Cole, our friends, that after a heist gone wrong, should meet us here. Lou seems to know something about them. If you push Lou about the information she's skipping, she's going to be annoyed, and that will lower your approval with her and limit your potential romance options.
Why is a developer walkthrough of the system the way they're presenting this?
I choose how to deliver it.
Don't get us wrong, this game looks cool. We're actually very interested in it already, but like,
They knew they
this
were
is
coming,
not
so now the
good for a showcase. This is the kind of stuff that you want, that someone will look up after they've been impressed by the game.
Right away. The security robots are looking for us and are waiting outside the bar.
Time for my close-up.
The game uses the battle-tested system of Pathfinder 2nd Edition with 3 actions per turn.
Oh, Starfinder is Pathfinder? Oh, okay. Okay, so then it technically has had existing games. It's just a sci-fi version of the setting, I guess. Okay. We didn't know.
Now, for Sterling, what makes more sense is to close our distance and use our energy weapon.
So is this like preset characters, or is there a character creator, or like... Given the 2D artwork, we're assuming it's presets.
For combat, we decided to stay away from a grid-based system that gave the feeling of a tabletop simulator.
Time for my close-up.
Didn't she already say that? Wasn't that the first thing she said at the start of the combat?
This is it. The team is in full production to release the first 10 hours in early access for summer next year. We cannot wait to show you more. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, it looks promising. What do we have here? Military shooter. Oh, this is Gallipoli. Okay.
It's a hardcore multiplayer first-person shooter set in the Middle Eastern theater of World War I. It features authentic weapons, locations, and factions that you play with 50-player servers. How we approach it is we have a
multiplayer game.
Blend of arcade. Where we don't compromise on is picking the locations. Those are always the actual battles. The weapons, the ones that were actually used, and uniforms that are as accurate as possible and plausibly used. It sets us apart there. We go quite deep on the history, but then again we're more accessible than say some of the military simulators. It's easy to jump into. Game is a bit more.
Is that a
so in that way it sets it apart from
another Remington
another subgenre in the shooters.
Model 51
as well.
there,
If
maybe?
you wield one of the rifles in the game, the bolt action
handgun.
rifles, you expect it to be one shot, one kill. The rest of the game is built around that premise. So yes, rifles are one shot kill, but then again, it must not be the case that somebody goes around the corner and kills the entire team within 1 second. So it's especially in multiplayer, the fairness concept must be adhered to. So everything is built sort of around making sure that the game feels fair. So there's a balance between in the gunplay that needs to happen, as well as in the way we handle spawning and how quick you are back into the battle. You're very quick to be in combat here. There's other quirky weapons that are part of the arsenals, but these are accurate. They were used. We don't do experimental weapons. We try to stay as accurate as possible when we model them. The locations we picked, using some geodata, a lot of investigation on images, trying to puzzle together how it looked like when it was when the battle took place.
I mean, it is really cool that they're like going the extra mile for like
reloading
accuracy.
That has custom
It feels a little strange for a multiplayer game, but like,
a lot of games
yeah,
if at all,
it's cool.
do this, where it's really dynamic based on what happens and still fair.
Well, I mean, it's strange. It's like if the whole is like this is how it happened and what things went down. It's like, yeah, but that's not gonna be true at the moment the multiplayer is added.
The game mode will be that you were able to construct objectives and machine guns and other things together. It's kind of like our evolution of the game mode we had in Isonzo, taken to 11, where it's really you fight over a certain area. Once it's captured, you have to.
Oh, it's a sequel to Zozo. Oh, okay. It's
your
okay.
position to secure it.
New game.
Guys, first we looked at Shadow of the Road
right.
there.
Somehow we forget every time that there's a talking section in between, and we just get hit with it every time, just like, boom, boring
It
time.
was super fun. It felt kind of like XCOM.
And again, no hate towards the hosts, as like we don't know them, they seem like great people,
Fight in the demo
but
is
like,
actually really sick. I hope you enjoy it. There was like
it's
cool
just
mechanics
the
and-
format sucks.
Give the-
It's not the
give it a
host's
go and
fault, it's the
fun
format
stuff.
that's
If you like
bad.
the kind of like XCOM tactical, maybe even a little bit of like the Baldur's Gate type, definitely check it out.
There's a late 2026 release for this game. I would say, to me, someone who doesn't play these types of games, I just think the storyline, or not the storyline, like the environment is cool. It's Japan with supernatural elements. Like you saw that big robot walking around.
Sci-fi samurai. I feel like that's like a trend now. Is like taking certain settings and combining it with sci-fi. That's really cool.
I'm not sure I would say it's sci-fi, but I would say like mythology. It's just some really sick stuff. There is a lot of exploration, and exploration is actually quite cool. You can like change things in the world.
Then we had Starfinder coming from Epic Tellers. That's going to be in early access in 2026 as of right now, and the demo is actually going to be available
You want
soon
to see the
during
cool
Steam
shot?
Next Fest. So when this airs, that will be.
Then don't watch the showcase.
So
No,
actually, with the devs, they were very happy that the Kickstarter was doing so well. They also got a very good team in the voice acting team, and
this is an old figure that we also picked up from our
second edition.
Yes.
You know, there's going to be a lot
mom's
of
apartment today.
when it comes to combat tunes. I mean, it's
hard.
I can see why people are excited. I can just certainly see.
But to me, what I can already appreciate looking at it is, okay, you guys obviously paid a lot of attention to your art style, being kind of like the Persona vibes of the pop-ups. I think is really cool, and as we know, the voice acting as well. I think they have a couple of notable names.
Sombra from Overwatch.
Yeah, so they put a lot of detail into those, which I can appreciate, even as someone who doesn't.
And funnily enough, this character that I mentioned, that's this larvae with this grub-like character with a grub, is actually voiced by the same VA as Asterion. So,
oh goodness.
Neil Newbon.
Preach is also voice acted by Neil Newbon, and he's also the director of the voice acting in this game.
Cool.
That's crazy.
Then we had World War I Gallipoli as our final one. Jake got to do another interview here with someone who, I mean, I remember you saying during the interview, it felt like a high school lesson for you listening.
Yeah, it was awesome to talk to Josh, and he gave me a real quick pronunciation lesson because luckily I got his name right and I didn't get the name of the game right, because being from Iowa, I said Gallipoli, and it is pronounced Gallipoli. Long story short, Gallipoli is covering the Ottoman front, the Eastern front throughout all of this, and what you'll find with Black Mill Games is they always have realistic weaponry for the side they're covering and for the time being World War I, and they don't miss that here.
Well, the uniforms, there's so much attention to detail, and they even have some unique gameplay systems, like the suppression system, where
coolest thing.
It's basically like when the fire's coming in, like you'll start to struggle reloading and stuff.
I don't think I've ever seen, like, I'm sure, I don't know if it's been done or not, but I can't recall another game that's done that.
But it's so clever, because of course you'd struggle reloading when bullets are whizzing by.
What that does for your level of immersion is,
And just to remind you guys, this game, I think they do have a PvP focus, but they're also working on a single-player campaign.
Yeah, they want to do it justice of telling stories of actual battles that did take place, and they're going to continue this string. Like, they're going to continue. I even asked them, like, what do you progress forward on as a studio? Like, he's like, well, we got a lot to do still for World War I. It was a big war, and it lasted a long time, and so they're not even done here. And luckily, they have found themselves a diehard audience that wants to see this story told battle to battle, all encompassing the same war.
Well, and it's such a fascinating way to be able to preserve that piece of history.
Yeah,
exactly. Like in an interactive way where people can kind of go boots on the ground and see what
preserve is the right word.
A gamified version, but I think it helps educate a whole new generation on something that would otherwise kind of be forgotten.
Oh God! We have to get through Crimson Desert and Where Winds Meet, but then we get Dinoblade, so it's okay.
For the first time, a very cool section here. First up, we have Where Winds Meet, a game that obviously is already out.
I love it.
But we are getting a brand new boss coming to the Western version of the game in Dinoblade.
Spinosaurus. Do we have a sword we can give the Spinosaurus anywhere?
Exclusive interview content with Crimson Desert.
Oh, we don't have a Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail figure. We could have taken that sword. You know what? We have time. We have time. There's still 2 trailers before Dinoblade. Hold on. All we need. All we need is some dirty paper. Where's the architect? Do? Sister. Then like boom, 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 boom. It's like a Buster Blade, sort of, so it looks like this, then like that, then it goes cool. That. It's a little small, but it will do. Hey. Okay. We're here. Oh, we're on Dynamite now. Fuck yeah, Spinosaurus! There we go! Now we have our own Spinosaurus from Dynablade. With a sword. I believe they fucking put that before the fucking this thing. They lied about the order.
And based on a bunch of things that I've seen about this game, you can clearly slay dragons. Is that true?
There are dragons in the game, and you do fight them. We haven't revealed just yet whether or not you can actually slay them, but you can fight them, you can fly them.
Can you lay them?
I'm sorry to the Lua fans, but at this point we're not confirming whether or not there's dragon relations.
Could you speak a little bit to how big this game is?
We've been seeing some news out there with some specific numbers floating around about how big the map is. I don't think numbers really do it justice because how big is that in terms of scope and scale? But what we can say is the world's at least twice as big as the open world and playable area of Skyrim. It's larger than the map of a Red Dead Redemption 2. Open world games are about doing things, having activities, having distractions. So we wanted to create a world that's not only passive, but is also incredibly interactive. Obviously, you and your community, Lua, care a lot about romance systems. This is not that type of game in terms of RPG elements and decision making. What it is, though, is you choose the type of character that you want to play as in terms of your progression within the systems in the game. And then through basically headcanon, you're having this very different experience than other players because of the scope and scale of the game. You'll be distracted by something, you'll go on this quest line, you'll have an experience that'll be radically different than someone else, even though they're playing the same game. The guiding principle for the game is around empowering the player and not forcing them into specific choices. There's a lot of time between now and launch, for us to be able to elaborate on those systems, show people if they have, say, I have an hour to jump in and play this game after work, what is my experience going to look like? So we've done a little bit of showing when you're not in combat, how you're taking advantage and interacting in the world, harvesting resource, gathering them for a whole crafting system that we have in the game for equipment, as well as
You can build your house, apparently.
there is a house. The world is made to be interacted with, and that's also how
Okay,
you learn about the world.
our flimsy
So by
paper
talking to
buster
NPCs,
blade
by
for a
picking up
Spinosaurus is
then
not
you've
exactly
learned in your
being
codex will have
held
been updated about the
in
chicken.
the best
What
of
about
ways.
things that go beyond like fighting?
We tried.
Is there like puzzles? Is there like different types of quests?
Again, we have to make our own fun because the
showcase
showcase is boring.
Team over to Korea to do a deep dive, kind of behind the scenes.
We're not a quitter, so we're gonna keep
They
watching.
came out and we showed them a glimpse of a bunch of different systems. One of the systems that we showed them was in what we call the aerial abyss. It's those sky islands that you see
Take off this.
there.
Let's get this off now.
That's a very important, pivotal part in the story and quest and mystery surrounding the world. In those sky islands, there are puzzles. They all have a different vibe, if you will, and then treasures and rewards for completing
Wait,
them.
this is
When
our
can people get the game?
Jurassic
Where-
World
like,
Rebirth
where can they get
Spinosaurus
it?
that
What
we
does that
love.
look like for you guys?
The game comes out on March 19th.
You can hold it like a gun.
Across basically every platform. It'll be available on consoles like PS5, as well as Xbox Series X and S, PC, as well as natively on Mac.
First, let's start with Where Winds Me. Well, since the game came out, I have played basically every day that game since it came out. I really like it. I love how many we just did get new footage of a boss fight, but the game is goes way beyond this. You can play it single player. You can do everything by yourself. You can play with friends. You can have a guild. The game is mind-blowing, especially because it's free. It's not pay to win. Everything in their story is cosmetic.
So Where Winds Me is such a crazy game.
Yeah.
because
Fuck
for one, it's free,
off.
which is wild. It's monetized
We don't like you anymore.
exclusively through
Okay, that's
cosmetics.
too rude.
So there's
But the moment we see anyone defend microtransactions with it's just cosmetics, we lose all respect for them being able to actually accurately understand the issue with over monetization.
Because you can play by yourself. You can play co-op, going through the new boss fight together with your friends, and then there's also a side of it which is heavily inspired by classical.
Yeah, we're not like the other showcases that are just all about the money the companies have. We will defend the monetization decisions of free-to-play games.
Those kind of things, and those are the kind of things that also appeal to. Doesn't matter Eastern or Western, but those are the kind of things that people are going to talk about.
This game is shocking on how much depth it has.
There really is nothing like it.
God, the game is beautiful.
It's absolutely crazy, and every boss fight is different and visually.
It's so funny that they say there's nothing like it because everything we've seen from Where Winds Meet is not bad, but definitely. Wow, this looks like video game 2025.
While you were watching it, you, Rob, specifically were like you haven't played this game, but you're watching it and you're thinking, wow, maybe I should play this
Yeah,
game.
absolutely. Yeah.
Why? What looks good
It
about
looks so satisfying. There's something about it. You know how it is when you're fighting a boss and it's the movement's almost fluid and you're almost in rhythm with the boss and their moveset. And that's what makes games like that are boss centric so satisfying to play. There's something about mastering a boss's moveset.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people like the combat in this game too. All that stuff you said, very true and very expansive. And then the flip side is
the combat is also really good.
Yeah, it looks very good. I think that's what Luke was talking about. It's just the fact that it's free to play. Even myself, before it was released, I was so skeptical of it. It's there's no way that there's a catch. There's got to, because naturally with the nature of our industry, there's been so much free to play stuff that comes out and you're not what I expected. But this seems to be a really, really quality game.
Then we also saw Dino Blade here, which an action game.
That's why I'm here.
Some information, an action game centered, obviously fighting as a dinosaur with a sword. The demo is available on Steam
Dinosaur?
right now for PC. It's about an hour-long.
Say your name, motherfucker. It's Spinosaurus.
We got to see a new dinosaur in that trailer that has never been seen before, and it's planned for release still in 2026, so sometime next year. No specific date right now. I'm kicking it to Rob first.
Dinosaurs with sword, it's a dinosaur.
There's no one here, no dinosaurs?
Dude, just watching the trailer, I could feel my testosterone rising. My bench press max went up 20 pounds. Because
the music and everything.
Dude,
really...
Testosterone, yeah. This is clearly people who don't know shit about paleontology.
Weird.
Because that is an estrogen-filled
Give it
field.
to me. I want it.
highly anticipated, I think, across the board, just because it's like so fun. It's such a gamer game. Dinosaur swords, like you can't really beat that.
Yeah, I love it.
Then to end things off, we have Crimson Desert, a game
Another crazy good.
everyone familiar with. I would say it's been marketed for a very long time. People know it's coming. It's coming from Pearl Abyss, which is Black Desert as well.
The entire game is built on their proprietary engine, which it was fascinating to hear how they've broken it down, because like, you see Crimson Desert and so many things about it look too good to be true. They look crazy. They have hundreds of enemies on screen. They have all of this physics simulation. They have crazy stuff where like they have sky islands. You can jump down from straight down to the surface.
Can I just just to explain in the physics simulation that he's talking about? So, for example, if you have like a siege weapon and you throw a boat at a house, you can actually see the destruction starting from where the boat hit and everything else falling through it.
Well, and people see that, and from our frame of like, you know, standard open worlds in Unreal Engine 5 or something, not that that's a bad engine or anything, but like, we see that and we assume, okay, it's going to run terribly. Okay, it's going to have frame drops or it's going to stutter. Okay, this or that.
Why do we assume
This is an
that?
engine that they have
That's
built
not really a
from the
common
ground
issue.
up with this game basically in mind. And it's just absolutely crazy because we've had the chance to play it, and that just is what the game is. It's ridiculous and crazy. And what's even crazier is that Will even shared with us some very special information that we are breaking here for the first time.
The size of the game is 2
times
Skyrim.
That means nothing.
Even rehearse that.
That just happened.
It's twice the size of Skyrim. It's actually bigger than the entire map of Red Dead Redemption 2.
So what?
Crazy.
Which I love that Will follows up by saying size doesn't matter, but in our game, it kind of does.
But like, we're bigger. It's crazy.
Well, I saw from the first gameplay clip that you could ride a dragon and a bear. Like, quite honestly, I don't know how my body's gonna keep up with this level of testosterone. Between that
It is not the
Dino
first
Blade,
game.
dude,
It is not
if
the
there was
first
a dinosaur
game.
to ride, we'd be in trouble.
Next year for the next show, and you're just gonna be walking around.
Guys, it's
40
not
pounds
the
of
first game
lean
that you can
mass.
ride a bear.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Not the first game you can ride a bear. It might be true, but
different kind of ride.
Baldur's Gate 3 right?
But also, when you drop a line like that, you mentioned confidence. Like, you don't drop a line like that without knowing that you are confident in your game.
They are
you
putting
mentioned that for a
themselves
reason.
in the same bucket as Skyrim and Red Dead 2, and I think that tells you all you need to know about their
Okay,
confidence level of where they're at.
Skyrim is not a big game.
Coming March 19th.
Let's go.
That was it.
Thank you, those of you who stayed with us from beginning.
We shouldn't say that because it was long as
This has
fuck.
been a blast to work
Um,
on the background.
I
Those
think
guys
we're gonna
have been
skip out on Ultima, sorry. It ended up being 2 hours longer than we expected. Almost 3.
One, obviously, for like myself, thank the team, production team. As
We'll
well.
do Ultima on the weekend.
Awesome. Very cool that you guys were all down to try to do this. It's like a new thing. Also, thank you to the audience, right? Like whoever is watching this and trying to
What's the chat thing?
engage in something new, it does
how do
mean
we-
a lot to us.
How do you
and
open
the
a chat? Is this?
Thank you so much to the devs for taking us
Yeah.
seriously and, you know, being excited to share with us what you have shared, to talk with us.
Our goal was to really try to lower the barrier for a lot of developers to be able to showcase their games, even if they don't have a crazy marketing budget or they don't have some big publisher that can, you know, brute force it. And I mean, the crazy amounts of talent that we saw put on display today is wild. And I think we're all very humbled that we had the chance to check it out and share it with you.
Thank you for having us.
It's also something that we can look forward to a little bit, where we did this in a pretty small time frame, I would say.
Yeah, you guys have no idea.
Yeah, we started talking like 3 or 4 months ago.
And a lot of people that we spoke to, publishers and devs, again, thank you again, because they worked very hard to get this stuff to us and out and participate in it. And a lot of people we talked to that didn't participate because they had other plans. It's like, well, we didn't know
Wait,
about
they're
this.
talking as if they are the ones that organized this.
We can plan more in advance. And
Oh, in that case,
be a
it
part
is
of
your
and like,
fault.
hey, let's go travel to people.
We said it wasn't your fault that it was formatted terribly, but it is.
grow on this. Yes, we want to do it better, but we got to get the first one out there. I can't even stress the amount of times we brought up a game. I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that game existed until you explained it to me, and now I'm interested in that game and the team behind it. Like, that's the beauty of this show. Like, that was our ultimate goal. We want to expose you guys to games you either did or did not know about, and then it also give you guys a different.
You did do that.
This is the team behind it, and the personalities you can attach yourself to for the future of these games.
It was great putting faces to these developers as well, because you know, this industry, naturally, we're very critical of developers, but I think sometimes we forget that those are real people that pour their heart, that video games are art.
They love it. They love
what they're doing, and I think that's awesome.
Well, to all of you guys out there, this has been the first ever edition of New Game Plus. It has been an absolute honor for all of us to come together, and hopefully much more coming in the future.
Did they ever have any beverage in those glasses?
Freaking video games, and we got to show you guys so much today, and hopefully more in the future. It's been an absolute pleasure, and here's to that future.
Much more coming.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't have any.
Cheers.
Yeah, no, exactly, they didn't.
3 hours.
Oh, that was bad. They said 3 hours. Yeah, for you it was 3 hours. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. So like, we don't like writing things off ahead of time. We try to never do that, but you also can't ignore what is put out before it comes out, you know? And the fact that they started the entire marketing with the whole, like, this is a showcase with genuine excitement, was like, oh, you don't have any respect for other people working in this industry. That is what that tells us. And you need to really impress if you're gonna pull that shit. You don't get to pull out a 3.5-hour show where most of it is unscripted talking that did not at all flow well. And you, for some reason, couldn't put the talking about the game alongside the trailers, but instead did several trailers and then a bunch of like, we've seen unscripted shows talking about video game reveals. That's always been a thing. We've seen them live. We've seen them recorded. This format is probably the worst iteration of it we've ever seen. And that's a shame. We hope they improve for a second one if they do come back. But holy shit, they're going to have to listen to a lot of feedback. So, yeah. No Ultima tonight because it took way too long. Ultima will be the next stream. It'll probably be this weekend. Big special thank you to Arachnopunk, Bean, Garden, Haruhase, Yus, Little Fade Leaf, M. Rosenblum, Motokochoma, Rumray, Rain, The Coyote, Sage Music, Shadow Winchester, and Yorocha. If you would like to support us, we have a Patreon, a Ko-fi, and a PayPal. Links are on screen and in the description. Any amount you give gets your name and the credit for at least a month. Love you all. Take care and good night.